Guess how many mats we've had on the podcast?
All of them.
Well, no, like a literal number of separate individual mats.
We're on episode 162 or something like that.
No, it's like 129 or 130.
No, fuck me.
It's less
Well,
than I thought,
12.
but it was still a lot. It was only 8. Well, so when and that's a guess because I just went to the Google Doc and just typed in mat and like 7 searches came up. So that should be accurate. Or maybe 8. Maybe 8 came up, including him. But either way, I thought it was going to be like, I thought 12, 10, 12 would have been accurate, but it is a lot of mats, though. I think it's got to be the highest repeat. Like, I don't think there's another name I don't think it's possible there's another name that's been on more times than a mat, though.
Everybody just needs fake names like Gary. Matt Sanchez is listening, I think.
There's always some Matt somewhere. And welcome back to episode 96 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew for crew. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always here by Big Joey.
6'7".
God, I end call. My God, we are recording at least. And we have one of the mats this week. I was doing some quick math. I want to say it's the 8th mat we've had on the podcast, but don't quote me on that. But somewhere in that realm. Big Matt Cave, how you doing, buddy?
Good, thanks. Keith, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, my friend. It's today's my Friday, so I'm very, very happy. Matt, you drinking anything special over there?
I've got a classic refrigerator here as well. The old Pepsi Max. So yes.
Now, what's a max about a Pepsi? I don't think I've seen that.
So yeah, I think it's just different branding here in the UK. I think you guys would have a Pepsi Zero there. It's
okay, so it is a low calorie, 0 calories, some kind of artificial sweetener of some sort. Good deal.
Certainly is, yeah.
Gotcha. I've just got a purple Waterloo. I'm gonna call grape, but purple works.
Purple's a fruit.
Lavender. I got a lavender Waterloo.
Lavender's a fruit, according to Keith
last
week.
What color is lavender, Will? Oh. The color of lavender, dumbass.
Yeah, pretty much. Lavender invented purple. You didn't know that?
Oh, deep purple. Deep cut. Oh, I gotta turn the heat down. It's roasting.
No, you gotta bring the heat. Like Tanner. For episode something through something.
Yeah, I'm excited for episode 500 to see what that is. It's just like, what's it gonna be? We get the old premiere. We don't know what it's gonna be. Are you guys gonna? I know we're jumping ahead here, but just because we brought it up, the episode 500. What is it? It's 6 p.m. our time, maybe 7 p.m. our time, and then
according to the Discord.
Yeah. Oh, fingers crossed. That's what it is. I'll just be eyeballing that, but that'll be their first where they actually like. Now I'm curious if they're going to want to funnel the chats to YouTube or to Discord, or some asshole's going to be trying to figure out how to chat in Zoom, I'm sure.
it's not even on Zoom, and
I know someone's going to be
like, "What's happening?
How do I chat in Zoom? I want to chat in Zoom." But any guesses? Anybody of what episode 500 will be? It's supposed to be alive, or it was recorded at a destination, and I think that's about the extent of what we know.
Nope, I saw a shed.
Yeah, that's basically when we saw a big blue sky. That's about it. All right, well, we will all tune in here in a few days and figure that one out. Anybody pick anything up at the drop from last week that's they're wearing tonight? Because I got a little bench heavy on the comfort colors. I'm kind of a fan. I feel like it's a slightly, I don't know, I swear I know they're the same blank. They literally are the same blank, but every comfort color, just like the other ones, it's just a hair different. Like this one's, it just feels thinner, which isn't a bad thing, but also it could have just been, I got him right fresh out of the dryer, so maybe it was just more tumbled, so I don't know, but it's good. I like the logo. I like the design on black. Very happy.
What do they call that one that's not black? Like I know Comfort Colors doesn't
I'm sure it's charcoal or something. I haven't gone on Comfort
charcoal.
Colors. Yeah. Black adjacent. I don't know. I'm not touching that one. But yeah, I enjoy it. I got the zip up too. I tried it on briefly. I think it'll be good. It's lightweight, so it's not something I'd wear in like January, but it's be good fall for sure. Good for the fall.
No, I don't wear zip ups, so
yeah,
I try not to. We
I'm
went
sure
over
even
that last week, I think.
Yep. What about you? Did you pick anything up, Matt?
I didn't. I did. I really like the look of that bench heavy one, but I
That
always
is.
feel a bit of a fraud suggesting I'm bench heavy because I'm
Oh
definitely
yeah,
not in that camp.
yeah.
Same.
Yep.
I mean, you could just if you own a heavy bench, does that count? Like if you just have like a beefy like flat bench in your
Yeah, I
gym, like
do.
that.
Yeah, you're right.
That's. I mean, that's bench and heavy. Like you have a heavy bench.
Just tape it to my bench so I don't actually have to wear it. Yep.
Yeah. It's a fair assessment.
Good call.
You wearing something fancy over there, Matt? Which one's that? It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm wearing the same as Joey. It looks
Oh,
like tonight.
we
What
got
were your
some.
The
Yeah,
what were predictions on
twins.
that?
we got some.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight twin shirt
Yeah,
going on.
buddy.
Good deal. Good shirts.
There, Nate, hit us with the twins.
And the twins. Nice. Let's see. The YouTube video that came out this week, Big Mo. It was a long format walking podcast. I know I got the chance to watch it. Anybody else?
No.
No.
That was good. Definitely put it in your watch list. I mean, if you're into the YouTube tour videos, it's a good one. And I think I've interacted with Mo like 6 times in real life. So it's like
Yeah.
you're literally watching like a good friend on camera and like 3 good buddies just shoot the shit for 45 minutes. So it's like I don't know, I'll always be a fan of consuming that data.
Yeah, it's a good excuse for me to watch it. But I just need time.
And we did get a nice little unpaid shout out. I meant to. There's times where like I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm like, ooh, this is about us. I want to clip it, but I just like I don't have time to do anything with it, so I just screenshot the timestamp and then I'll go back to it. So ideally tomorrow I get a chance to get back on YouTube and screen record that and throw it up because they. I guess Mo was the last person. He like coined the last person to get a custom banner from Plate Snacks before Plate Snacks put our banner on the actual website as a clickable link because there had been like a dozen people that had bought them over like the previous year, and it was always very frustrating because they DM'd me, I had to DM him, and then it was like emailing back and forth. So like I was involved in like a half dozen to a dozen transactions that were like, all right, can you please just put this on the website because we got a proof of concept here. It's already been proven. So good stuff.
Is Mo's Gym the one with lots of homemade kit as well?
Yes,
Pretty unique.
yeah.
I thought I remembered that.
Yeah, his dad's a big woodworker. Mo's, did a little bit of himself too, but I think his dad made the majority of the homemade stuff. I think it was he had like a wooden rack that he actually used, I think during COVID, or maybe his mom used it, and then his dad built him one when he left his previous job or something. But yeah, watch the video and it'll tell you all about it. But he did have some really cool stuff, like he had some homemade tricep dip bars, which were basically like sawhorses essentially for like doing, but like that's what they looked like, but they were like nice and beefy. And then he built like a seal row, basically just a plank to go on top of that he could do seal rows off of and kind of multi-purpose his already existing homemade stuff. So very nifty. He knows what he's doing over there. And I knew that he was a strength coach previously at the college there. But I think he said he was like 18 years that he was like the head strength coach before he pivoted and getting into like his current field. So I'm sure I knew that time at one point, but it was just like, wow, it was a big pivot, like almost 20 years in a field, and then kind of completely do something different. But good for him, for someone his age to be able to pick up a new skill at his accelerated age.
Wow.
I think he's really only like a decade older than me, but that's okay. I think I'll always be like someone early has only be like a couple days older than you. You can make fun of how old they are, so there's always someone older than you.
Oh yeah, I once dated a girl that was like 6 months older than me, and I called her a cougar for the entire relationship.
Someone like you would do that. I put obituary in the show notes, and then I had to put in parentheses not morbid. It kind of goes back to I didn't want you to see obituary and be like, who the fuck died?
I just assumed you suddenly got into death metal.
No, it was so did you guys see the poll I put up yesterday or maybe it was 2 days ago, whatever it was? It was like, we'll mask, because it was essentially their episode 500's coming out, so then it was like, damn, they've done this for, I mean, it's essentially a decade. Like it's the closest number you can get to. It's 10 years of podcasting, from like 0 to 500. So I posed the question of, will they make it to 1,000 episodes, which is another decade, and then like that puts us all like in her 50s and her 60s, and some of the kids in their 40s. Like maybe a couple people would only still be in their late 20s, but no, I think everyone would be in their pretty much everyone that
Yeah,
we talk to would be in their 30s.
Big Clayton will show up at like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But for the
24.
most part, like everyone would be 30, 40, 50, 60, somewhere in that realm. So it's just like and we're already there's already a bunch of us that have been around for several years, 4, 5, 6 years, well, I mean, 4 years is the elite crew right now, but then like there's been people that have been following Massonomics and it's been a part of their life well before that. So my whole premise of that was kind of like, I think if I have an obituary, like if I, God forbid, died like next month or something, like there's no way that uh specifically unpaid and underrated, because this is what we've done, but like even Massonomics would probably have to be mentioned in my obituary because it's been that like influential in the last like 4 or 5 years of my life. I just thought that was kind of cool to think about like the community that we're a part of. And I don't think I'm the only one that would like, more than likely, if like their spouse had to write their obituary out of the blue tomorrow, there's probably a large handful of people that would have, it might have been referenced their online lifting community of friends or something, but like there's no way that like this is, I don't know, I just feel that this community is a big part of, I know it's a huge part of my life, but I know it's as big or close to as big to several other people's lives too. So I just thought it was cool that they've built a community that we've kind of, grown into and built up ourselves, that people might literally talk about you after you're gone, of you being a part of this, and it meant so much to you. And I just thought that was cool. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else feels that way or understands what I'm talking about, but that was a thought I wanted to pick at.
I think I kind of get where you're coming from. Like there definitely would be, when they do those tacky photo like montages at funerals, like crew would be in that. Like there would be no chance that it's not. But I would hope that my family and my children and my legacy of charity work and everything comes up before Massonomics.
Oh yeah,
I love Massonomics and I love the crew, but I just gotta say I did a lot of shit before this.
I guess I
am older than you, right? So I definitely have done different things.
I've read of a lot of obituaries where it just talks about like their favorite sports team and this, that, and the other. So I'm like, if they're gonna shoehorn something like that at the end of an obituary,
I see what you're saying.
Like it's not gonna be like David Honeycutt passed away, yesterday. He will always be remembered as being part of crew. Like it's not gonna be like that, but it's gonna be in the bottom third, but it's still gonna be there. Maybe in the middle, even for me, probably.
I would hope that, like, honestly, genuinely, my obituary is like he hated you all. Like he was a grumpy old bastard. He hated all of you. Just one of those ones that like gets shared virally about just how mean and angry I was.
Yeah.
Because it's not true. Yeah, interesting story. Mean Joey has not come out very often. Now the fact that I am not customer facing,
doesn't that help? It's gotta help.
But it is coming out. I have said some really catty things, cunty things.
Well, there's a lot of blue collar people are douchebags too. Like there's just working with people.
Yeah,
you're gonna be surrounded by shitbags no matter what. It's just a matter of,
and everybody's like ribbing, and then I'm like quiet most of the day, and then I'll just pull one out that just hurts, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've been trying not to do that to you, but like. Hitting people with the try somebody else's hardest in a blue collar job is the best. Thank you, Big Paul Floss, for that one.
I do like that. I think I literally used that in the last couple of months, in a sentence.
I used it this week, and the one guy that I work really closely with, he was just like, "I love that. I'm stealing that." I'm like, "Do it."
I do like it. It's good. Let's see. I got a couple stories. I'll do the shorter one. They're both short, but yeah, I'll end on the funny one. So I finally got my Mars bar. Big Matt, about 2.5 hours away, picked it up for me. It's been sitting in his house for a couple months. He's been using it. Finally had some time to go down and get it, and had a nice little crew meet up there down in Binghamton. We probably shot the shit in his garage for at least an hour. I felt bad because he was like, it was like 35 degrees, maybe 40 degrees out, and he was just in his bare feet on his garage floor. And I was like, God damn. And like, then I felt bad because I was like, oh, was I supposed to take my shoes off? Like, this is a deadlift platform. I don't know if I'm supposed to take my shoes off. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. But yeah, it was really cool to meet him. We had very minimal interactions other than I knew where he lived down there. He was the guy that picked up the J cups and shipped them out for Mad Cow because another guy was selling them relatively cheap, who ironically ended up becoming crew a couple months later. So it was a nice little Bermuda Triangle crew down there. So it was just really cool to meet Matt.
What is the benefit of a Mars bar then, Keith? It looks like it's replicating a really low bar position.
It's an SSB for a low bar squat, whereas a SSB is more equivalent to your, it's your quads and it's a high bar squat equivalent ish. So this will still work your glutes and your hamstrings, and it just puts the bar like mid back as opposed to like on your neck. So it's a good bar for me with that lump I have on my neck that I don't want to put stuff on. So I can still put an SSB on it. It's just like
I was gonna say like you could just deadlift. And that would really work all your hams and glutes. And...
I like squatting. I'm gonna squat until I'm fucking dead. Like I will. It was really nice. So I was able to get a good session with that in a couple days after getting home. I haven't found the perfect way to store it yet. I have to literally like unscrew bike hooks that I've already held current bars and rearrange some stuff because it's gonna have to go vertical from the ceiling, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but we'll figure it out. So that was that story, and then another one was just so. Playing off the Mars bar, I had posted a video of me squatting. So I had 3 plates on it, and it was 335 because the Mars bar is 65 pounds. Big Brandon Doyle, friend of the podcast, good guy. He was like, "Wait, that math's not right. The Mars bar is 85 pounds," and I'm like, "Are you sure, buddy? Because it's a 65-pound bar. Do you have a special one or something?" And he was like, "I'm like 99.9% sure it's a 65-pound bar, not an 85-pound bar." And he like went and looked it up, and he's like, "Fuck, all my numbers are 20 pounds higher than what I thought they were, or no, lower. So so say he thought he hit 500, he only hit 480." And I'm like, you've been doing that for how long? And it was just really funny. And I was like, you didn't seem to think it was odd that your Mars bar was significantly higher than like your low bar competition squat. And he's like, no, I just thought I was really good at Mars bar. Like I'm paraphrasing without looking at the thread. I'm just going off of memory a few days ago. So that was the Brandon Doyle story, and it was funny enough that I was just like, oh, you're such a good guy that this is just I got to rib you for it a little bit because that's funny because like that's a lot of weight and it's at least it's. I don't know. I can see someone just thinking it's a 45-pound bar, but I've never seen anyone like add 20 more pounds to it. But it is a god awful bar to move because it's such the harness part that goes around your shoulders and down to your chest. They're significantly longer and they have obviously a huge curve to them versus an SSB. Basically, it's a lot harder to move in your gym or in and out of a squat rack than an SSB. So I could see why he would think it's 85 pounds. Because it feels like it's 85 pounds when you're moving it, but it only feels like 65 pounds when it's on your back. So that were all my stories this week. You want to bring us in for the rating? I've been talking all night.
Yeah, I got no stories. Like I have just been straight up working my ass off. Yeah, this week's episode: sports and books, vintage weights.
You just stole my show notes, you fuck.
Yeah, literally. That's all I'm doing. I'm so tired.
You're good, buddy.
Big Matt, did you listen to this week's episode?
I certainly did. I mean, I feel really privileged to be on Unpaid and Underrated the week that Massonomics podcast comes to an end. It's
Yep. It is the final
ever episode. So that's pretty good. I did.
We'll keep this going, even if they quit.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be some
screw those guys.
Yeah. I mean, I still have Tanner's credit card number, so as long as he doesn't, cancel that, we'll keep this train rolling. Paying for those websites and whatnot. I think Nate has it somewhere too.
It was also the 4 years of Juggernaut AI.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, which I do have notes on. So you go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoyed them comparing their lifting histories, and Tanner saying, "Oh yeah, we're actually quite close." Mm-hmm. It was actually 600,000 libras more than Tommy. It's like, okay, that doesn't sound that close.
But I think the percentage of it wouldn't have. I mean, because it was what?
When I worked out,
5 million or like 4 million and 200,000 or something, right? So it's like that's still.
Yeah, it works out to about 30 sessions when they're doing 20,000 per session.
Oh, you did the math on it. Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
We'll get into all your math loving later.
It's bound to come up. Yep.
To the Mac. All right. Anything else you want to add before you rate it?
No, that's all. So yeah, I would give it 5 out of 5 final ever episodes.
Nice.
No, good rating. Good rating. So I've also been on Juggernaut now for about 3 years. I was doing powerlifting and I've moved into strongman. I haven't done a powerlifting program in about a year now. There was a point where Tanner mentioned that he wasn't sure about the strongman stuff, about how it reflects versus the powerlifting. So I will give you guys a little bit of my review on that. The warm-ups are the same. It's the same concept. You do your check-in, you talk about how your muscles are feeling, you talk about how your body's feeling, talk about your diet and everything like that. And then you do the warm-ups and it tells you, okay, this one felt good, so now your working sets are a little higher and all that kind of stuff. What I would say is the major difference is there's two major differences. In the powerlifting program, your competition weight is your main lifts, right? Your competition deadlift, your competition squat, and your competition bench. When you move to strongman, if you've been doing powerlifting for 2 years like I did, you don't think that you have to set your 1 rep max on something like a block pull or something like an overhead press, or just things that you have been doing that you just never set that 1 rep max for. So what we were running into is it just wasn't giving you weights. So if you are transitioning from powerlifting to strongman, even if it's a regular deadlift, but it's like a block pull or a pause deadlift, you've got to set your 1 rep max. Implement day sucks in the strongman app on Juggernaut, mostly because I don't have implements. So if you go into it, it'll tell you, and this is what I don't like about any programming. It'll go set your heavy focus, set your endurance focus, and set your speed focus. And they only give you like 8 things to choose from. So you got your Zerchers, and you've got your duck walk, and you've got your bag or stone over bar, blah blah blah. But I don't have any of those things. Right? The only ones that I actually have are sandbag carry and Eigenzercher with a bar. So it also then tells you 30% of 3 rep max times 5. Okay. No, Juggernaut, I paid you money to not have to do this math. Right?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? That sounds.
Yeah, so like you have to know your 3 rep max.
I mean, that would be I
subtract.
Would
you would, because you two would, because you're big math. I'm not. I literally just want to go in the gym and you tell me what I have to lift that day. So not only do I not have the implements, now I have to adjust what implements I'm using and do the math on them. So I was in talks with their customer service being like, yo, you got to let us customize implement day, right? Like, let me do bag over bar. Let me do, if I'm signing up for something in next year, none of those things are on it, right? Like, give me something that lets me train the Conan's wheel. Give me something that trains the Fingal's fingers. Give me something that I can like program in that's like, okay, you're going to do, landmine overhead or something that just is different. And I think they're working on that. So that would be my negative review of Juggernaut after 3 and something years, but only because I transitioned from powerlifting to strongman. When I was in powerlifting, I had 0 problems. Juggernaut is perfect. So with that, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 Hercules holds.
Nice. I enjoyed the episode. RIP coming up. It's gonna be sad to see the boys go. They got to retire and do that full-time dad stuff, I guess. But we'll keep. Oh, goddamn, I keep saying that. We'll keep it going for a while without them. Sports and books that I really enjoyed. Anytime they talk about Red Rising, because like Tanner and I are kind of. I think I've actually surpassed him. I'm already on the 4th book, and he just finished the 2nd one, I think. So, I apparently have a little bit more time than he does. That's what happens when you don't have the fever, I guess.
Or kids.
But I did. Yeah. I mean, once they they just start watching each other, right? It's just like that that pyramid scheme of the one gets old enough and it just trickles down, and like childcare just trickles down, right? what was it? The vintage weight fatigue. Oh, Tanner basically just like being kind of burnt out on vintage weights. You can kind of hear it in his voice. Not even really burned out, but like I feel his pain of like I completed my York Roundheads. Now what do I do? Like they're done. Like this thing that I considered a hobby for the past 6 months to a year or 3 years. It took me to like end this collection. It's like, well, shit, I've already achieved that, and like he's already like maxed out his plate wall, and it's just, I feel the pain, so it was kind of like a kindred spirit feeling that because like I felt those exact things. Um, Juggernaut was kind of like, I don't know, I have a coach, so I don't really. If for some reason my coach doesn't want to be a coach in the future, I will probably get on Juggernaut at least when I'm powerlifting specific. But if I was doing strongman, I think I'd pay an in-person coach, or I think Big Dan uses a different app for strongman that he praises, but I think it's significantly more expensive than.
No, it's about the same price.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, I looked into it.
That might be something to consider if Juggernaut can't rise to the occasion specifically for strongman in the future. But
yep.
I don't know. It is cool. I do enjoy them when like because they do a lot. They do a lot of the title topics, and sometimes they're like, more prepared than other times. I guess you could say politely, to where they're not on Chat GPT during it, so they're actually able to like talk about Juggernaut because they had 4 years of experience talking about it. So it was enjoyable to hear someone with like a very valid perspective of it. I found that enjoyable for sure. I'll go ahead and give it 5 out of 5 complete roundhead York sets.
So when you run out of your hobby, then you just have to get to peeing for distance. That's the only really next step you can do.
Yeah, I think like strongman's kind of been my new thing because that's tickled both itches of new training philosophy and new implements to find on marketplace. But I don't know what's after strongman. Like I'm getting too old. I'm not gonna like pivot into Olympic weightlifting in my 50s.
Highland, let's go. What?
I guess
I'm shorter than you, and at some point I'm gonna end up doing a Highland Games.
I need like super novice class for that shit. I know. Big Matt seems to have fun. He goes, I know there's ones within an hour of my house, at least once a year. I think in Canandaigua. So
yeah, you just go throw things.
Yeah, that sounds painful. My tendonitis. I do have a funny story. I was
yeah, I'm gonna say before you get into your funny story.
Yeah.
I want everybody to earmark what he just said.
Oh.
And if this podcast goes for another 2 years, Keith is going to do a Highland Games in the next 2 years. Said the same thing. I'm never going to go to strongman. It's too.
Yeah, someone went back in reference episode like 10 or something where I said like I won't like strongman because X, Y, and Z, and then
I don't want to do it. I'll do novice. It'll hurt my tendonitis. No, yeah, It is, and because like from what I can tell, Highland is one of those things that if you're just regular strong, it's fun at least.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to get strong first. Quick, not even know if it's a funny story. So, I was at the strongman gym doing a pulley practice run. So we're with an arm over arm rope pulley is one of the events this December, and they had kind of like a half-assed one set up that, but just getting that experience. And then the hard part's letting it back down because it's like it's set up. It just it just pulls up and then goes back down. But the coach doesn't want you to fucking drop it like an asshole. So like you just fully exerted yourself, and then as I was letting it out, it kind of slipped. Like I basically had like a sharp pain, like right where I've been having some elbow issues, and I ended up letting go of the rope, and I was like, oh fuck, and then like the loading pin and the plates like fell like 6 or 7 feet, and I was like, oh, it's my tendonitis, and everyone started like laughing at me, and I was like, yeah, that's fucking convenient, but
yeah, my tendonitis.
It really did hurt though. Yeah, you got some.
That wasn't your only incident, was it, Keith?
My what now? Sorry.
That wasn't your only incident.
Oh, I hit my head
this week.
Yeah, no, God, I walked into so many, fucking hit my head on a barbell. Something else happened.
Took a tumble.
Like, yeah, that hurt. Yeah, there was another thing too that day. And I fell over fucking picking the sandbag up too. Like I did the sled drag, which about killed me. And then, went to just go lap the sandbag and was just fell over, and I was like, okay, I'm tired. I'm just like, I'm gonna lay here. Like I felt really bad because the other guys had to like go move the implements back to set up for the next guy, and I was like, I'll help when I get my wind, but I think it was because
just move the sandbag under your head and nap.
Well, I think
just pretend you're asleep.
My knee sleeves were so tight, so doing the drag and like I just got this enormous calf pump, and then I felt like I was like I had my calves had never been that pumped while having knee sleeves on, and I was just a circulation problem, and I don't know that's why I fell over, but it was just like I felt like shit, and this was after 10 minutes after I fucking demolished my head into a barbell, which was 10 minutes after I hit a huge massive PR, which was awesome, but it was kind of all downhill after that PR on the axle.
Yeah, have you tried not wearing knee sleeves?
On certain things. I do. If you know watch a lot of my stories, like I've been getting better. Like I the other day I did a lighter weight overhead session. I didn't wear wrist wraps or elbow sleeves or anything. I was just like, all right, I just got to get this shit done. But I've been fucking working 11-hour days and trying to train like before I go to bed. So it's like I don't want to fucking put knee sleeves on at 7 o'clock at night. Like I want to be in bed, not squatting. But but I'm not going to do it at 3 a.m. because I got to leave the house at fucking 5:30. So it's like that's not happening. But all right, I'm done. I talked about myself enough. I'm gonna let Matt. You have to carry the rest of the podcast with Joey. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. No. Whoa. I am going to bed. No.
I'm not going to bed. I'll just quit talking for a couple minutes.
Look at me. I am the sleepy guy now.
I hope you yawn so much tonight.
Oh, you don't even know.
You guys are still early evening as well.
Oh yeah, we forgot. Matt is like this was a special event for him. He reached out months ago trying to figure out a date that would work for us. See if we could move to the weekend. Like, sorry, I don't let my weekends get interrupted anymore. And then yeah, I think did it help or hurt when we moved to 7 o'clock our time? I can't remember.
Well, no, that helped big time.
Okay.
And
so it's like
moved
10 for you, right, or something? Oh, because daylight savings.
Daylight savings, yeah. So it's 11:30 for me at the moment.
Oh man, well shit.
Yeah.
You got to work.
I'm normally up until a lot later than this. It's fine.
Oh, okay, good deal.
Yeah. For the record, I would love to move this to weekends because
I can't do that.
Yeah. This is fun for me, and doing it on a weekday is exhausting. But speaking of exhausting, wake your ass up with some Obsidian ammonia. Use code unpaid at hypedust.com. Nose bleach is back in stock. Use code unpaid at plate snacks. As discussed earlier, you can get your unpaid and underrated banner, get your gym stickers, get them all sent out to your friends. Send me some now that Canada Post is back up, and stop freaking out about my postal codes. And use code unpaid at Belt Fed Strength. I know Chris is over there making some amazing stuff, so head on over and use code unpaid. Do those pay us? Maybe. Does it help you? Yes, that's more important. The kickback we get off of these things is not paying anybody's rent or mortgage. But the best part is they know you're listening and they know you want to help. All right. Ready to get the guest on the horn?
Well, we got to get somebody to do an ad read first.
Oh, yeah. Somebody should do that first.
I know it's a little confusing now because we do affiliate and then write in a sponsor, but I do like this logo. I like this layout a lot better. What do you got something for us, Matt?
I certainly do. Although I'm definitely, as you've already mentioned, more big math adjacent rather than big creative. But I've had a go at trying to write an acrostic of sorts for this. So let's see how it works out. So
the floor is yours.
Made in South Dakota, Aberdeen to be precise, started a movement, but definitely not a cult. Strong and silly is the aim. Epic tier lists for everything from gym songs to strongman events. No one ever disagrees with the ratings. Overpriced gym shorts for those who don't want to stick with the plain ones. More gym tours than anyone else in their own unique style. It turns out it really was about the friends we made along the way. Crew, cottage cheese, crispy cracks, and Coke Zeros. Sunday nights at, well, who knows what time it'll be published, but the race to the first comment is always hard fought. The Massonomics podcast, just 3 spots remain to join the crew, so don't be a horse's ass. Get on board the horse stall Matt hype train and unleash your silly goose.
Very good, very good. Oh,
well,
sorry.
Yeah, I think we had a couple mats in there. We got to make sure when we kick out the mats, we got to make sure we kick out the right one and not.
How many mats are in there?
Oh yeah, I'm just
more than one.
Taking over the joints.
less than it used to. I do feel that our 7 o'clock it is significantly better for us, but definitely our random live listener count has definitely receded, rescinded.
Yeah, I think
down.
receded works. Went down. It decreased.
Yeah, there we go. Decreased. There's less of them.
Yeah, you got Big Math in here. He's going to help you with all that terminology. Speaking of that, hey, old chum, to the Matt Cave.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you? How many times have you heard that awful joke?
I just heard it. That's a good joke.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's well, like I don't have an Adam West impression, but if I did, I would have done it. Welcome. You are live on Unpaid and Underrated.
Thank you for having me on Unpaid and Underrated.
All right, Keith.
Well, usually we go with what brought you, but I think I want to switch that up to who are you? What's your name? Where we're going to find you? All that. I think I'm permanently going to switch that around. But
sure,
you'll be the guinea pig for this one.
No problem. So yeah, it's I'll be one of the overseas crew. So I'm over a pond in the UK. If we harken back to British David's episode some time ago, I'm from less than an hour down the road from where he originally hails from.
Oh, nice.
The two places are big football team rivals.
Oh, no, yeah, fuck that guy, right? Is that what you're going to say?
That's right.
That's right.
It's yes. Although to be fair, his team is, assuming he supports his local side, are doing a lot better than my team at the moment.
But I just want to hit it.
They are.
Yep.
They are a permanent embarrassment to themselves, though, because their arena only has 3 stands and it's completely empty on one side. So.
Oh no. Well, just for the listener's sake, what's your name? What's your Discord? What's your Instagram? All that stuff.
Yeah.
You got a different name on every damn thing.
I do have a different name on every single thing. I'm definitely ticking that box of what you were complaining about last week. So yeah,
do I complain?
I am one of the many Matts, but I knew that there were many Matts when I signed up for Discord. So I instead selected Big Kidney. You might have seen me on there. And that is in reference to the fact that I have had a kidney transplant. And therefore my Instagram handle was actually transplant_athlete, I think.
Yeah, I believe that's it.
Don't check that too many times, but I believe that's what it is.
Nice. And you are Big Matt Cave. Good deal. And it is. Sometimes I'm like, is that pronounced like? I think it's got to be just K. It's not.
It is. Yep.
There we go.
Not Cave or something.
Yeah,
I
was like, no. Is this some weird? Is there an umlaut there? I'm supposed to fucking emphasize or something?
Cave, Big Matt Cave.
All right. So we got the who you are. So let's hear about what brought you to Massonomics.
Yeah. So it was back in late 2020. Sort of just getting into powerlifting at the time. I set up a home gym, as so many people did through that lockdown period. I think I was actually looking for something more serious in terms of lifting podcasts. Stumbled across Massonomics.
So the self-proclaimed podcast about nothing is, that's where a lot of us landed, but that is funny. That's how you started out.
Exactly. And got to an ad read, and I was just about to skip forward. Like, I skip over the adverts, don't want to listen to them. And just hesitated, like, hang on, this seems a bit different. This is no ordinary podcast. And was pretty quickly hooked on from the first episode I listened to. So I did check back. The first episode I have listened to from continuously was 246 back in December 2020.
About the same time I joined, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually might have jumped ahead of me because I would have been like, I was COVID-y, so I was like March, April, whenever they did the West Side versus the World guy. That was my first consumption. Good deal. So what about you watch the YouTube videos, you like the Instagram, when did you get into crew, all that?
Yeah, it took me a while to get into Instagram because I didn't really do a lot of Instagram usage. And then it took me a while to realize they're on Instagram as well.
I can definitely tell. I went trying to explore anything on your page. And just for anybody listening, if you're going to record videos of yourself squatting, don't hide behind the damn plate like Matt does. Like all of your videos of you squatting are just you from the neck down and the plate from the side. And I was like,
Yep.
I got nothing here, nothing to
Not
go
going to see
off
much
of.
there.
I had to teach a buddy the other day because he posted a video of hitting a circus dumbbell PR, like a huge, like 20-pound PR for him in his camera. It was raining outside, so he had to set up the camera right in front of him. And like it was a really shitty video that only caught like his torso and not the actual press. And I was like, dude, like, don't like your phone might not do it, but like 90% of phones now you can like zoom out. Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, wait, what? And he was so pissed. And like all his videos have been like, when he has to do a close perspective, he's been able to zoom out on him now. And I'm like, it's
He's
pretty
just
bad.
posting his belly button on all of
Yeah,
his
like what?
presses.
If I have to teach you something technical, that's pretty fucking bad for you.
Sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to bring that up, but I will say
That's quite all right.
I spent 20 minutes on your Instagram trying to find anything, and I was just like,
I feel sorry for you, Joey.
I can't even see his face in half of these. He's gonna jump on here, and I don't know what he looks like because
yeah, it's a whole load of side angles just checking them hitting depth from squat, you know. So
yeah.
it's
No.
but
I'm just joshing.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it took me a while to realize that they were on Instagram as well, and that they posted a whole lot of different stuff on Instagram. So, and yeah, gotten that. But yeah, only joined Crew earlier this year, despite following the podcast now for approaching 5 years. It was back in I don't know April May time.
Was it one of the 3 spots left, or what was the? So like, I mean, you're in that rare boat of like you were a religious listener or consumer for 4 years, and then you decide to give us that $3. Like, what was that like turning point, or was there a straw that broke the camel's back or something?
There wasn't really. I think it was just more of a sort of waking up one day thinking, why the heck haven't I done this before? Mm-hmm. $3 a month. How could it possibly go wrong? So yes, definitely wasn't one of the people taken in by the last 3 spots. Well aware of that joke.
Or the really I can be on unpaid and underrated if I join Crew. Allow me to join Crew for a year.
And I do enjoy. I think you shouted out a couple weeks ago. I think like Tanner is doing a pretty good job maybe not every week, but like we're getting more. Hey, go follow these fuckers than we've gotten in a while. So I've enjoyed that immensely because there's so many new crew that I don't think like you can tell by their comments in Discord they barely understand or follow Massonomics or Tanner and Tommy. They don't even probably know who we are. So it's like any bit that Tanner can do to help us, we appreciate it, my friend.
No, and it is really fun because like if you go to live events and they're like, oh, I follow Massonomics, nice Massonomics shirt. And you're like, oh, have you heard of Unpaid and Underrated? They're like, yeah. And you go, I'm one of the hosts. And they're like, oh, yeah, I don't listen. So like they've heard of it, but like they so yeah, that's interesting. Okay, did we already hit the where do you live, where are you from? Have you heard about this? Have you seen about this?
To an extent. I mean, is there any more you want to elaborate? Like you basically said where you lived, right? Or do you want to just?
I did, yeah. So I'm living in a place called Swindon, which no one probably in North America will have heard of, but Bath and London, which are 2 touristy spots that people normally.
We know Tilda Swindon. Does that count?
Both of Swindon you with a D.
Yeah, both of you just made a face that you know what? I earned that. I earned that. Yeah,
that was a Keith joke. All right, so Matt, you've been around 5 years. Kind of probably missed the gun on a lot of stuff by not getting those early access to drops and the crew exclusive. So what's that one thing that you're like, fudge? I wish I had that.
I mean, it would have been the Yeah Buddy top, which I'm wearing tonight, but I thankfully got in on that. That helpfully came up again earlier this year. To be honest, most appropriate for me that I don't actually have would probably be the Ouch Everything Hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that does sound like it'd be good for you.
Top, which it's just never in my size, which just means I've not picked it up.
That's a good one. I don't think anyone's actually mentioned that one. That's I think that is a first. We don't get a whole lot of new answers on that one, but I think that is a new one. So cool. What size are you? If anyone's listening and has a spare sitting in their closet they can't fit into.
I'm very much just a small, a medium, not big.
All right.
Big medium.
If anyone's got a medium Ouch Everything Hurts shirt and wants to, I guess, I don't know, put it on a boat, I guess. I don't know.
How do you even get things to the UK?
Is Nate's speedboat going to get it over there? I don't know.
Do you have a Hall of Fame status?
I do. It's not great, unsurprisingly, given that so many rely on getting to a certain area in South Dakota. But this is number 3 for me to go along with drink spotter and band merch.
What do I always say? One is better than 0.
Yep. Any of them realistic that you're going to hit soon, or pretty much without coming across the pond, you're not really and all the rest of them are just a matter of time or putting 10 orders in, I guess.
They are really, yeah. Unfortunately, things like Lift Hard, Live Easy falls at my busiest time of the year at work as well. So no chance of getting time off.
What about Crew Falls or the Arnold?
Yeah, I don't know when the Arnold is actually. Crew Falls, I'm actually going to be in Canada.
Now you're going to be in Canada. Here?
A few weeks' time.
Where in Canada?
On the West Coast.
Horse hockey. Yeah. Okay. Now, a fun thing. Is there still an Arnold UK?
There is. Yep.
Now, it at no point says.
Does it say Columbus or does it say Arnold?
It does not.
Arnold.
It says Arnold.
It says attend the Arnold.
That counts for sure.
Lawyer it up.
Yeah, that's a UK hack there for
sure. It is a UK hack. I didn't tell you guys though. Don't. And Tanner's gonna come on and go. It does not count. Shut up, Joey.
I think.
Do you know your supporting membership number?
I'm afraid I don't. No. So we'll await the reveal at some stage.
Yeah.
Was Tanner good this week? Did he hit up?
No, I think we're 2 behind.
I know. Well, he hit 2 at a time recently. I just don't. Yeah, he's doing good about it. I mean, he's a little busy with the fever and the drop, but
and Mary leaving for a week.
Yeah, could you imagine? It's just like here's
I can.
And I'm like counting. I'm like, is that all of them? Like I know Jack's around the corner somewhere, but like, isn't there another toddler?
Jack was the one filming. Yeah. Tanner's not doing that himself right now. He's sick.
Like, it's so many babies. This is like a row of babies on the table. Well.
Okay. Do you have a CTF?
I do. Yes. Named Breakdown Barbell, which is a bit of a play on words for physically breaking down too frequently.
When I read that in the show notes, I actually laughed. I audibly laughed out loud when I saw that in the show notes. I was like, "That's a good. That's a good pun name. Like that's."
And for lots of metalcore and deathcore breakdowns as well.
Very good.
So you sent out the questionnaire to lots of people. Did how did that go? Saying, "Hey, go fill this out for me for reason XYZ."
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I just gave them a very brief synopsis of what Massonomics was, and then made the leap over to, and then this is an additional bratty sister podcast, as Tanner likes to call it, for people who are supporting members.
We are an and then. I've never thought of it like that, I guess. All right. Well, that's a lot of the generic stuff. Are you ready to play a little game called Least Fun, Most Fun?
Certainly am, yes.
All right. So any of Matt's friends and family listening to the first time, this is a very original game we came up with all by ourselves. It is called Least Fun, Most Fun. I'm going to give Matt a single topic, and he's going to go through the topic and describe individually both of them, least fun and most fun thing about said topic. So special guest this week, special least fun, most fun specifically for you. I had trouble because a lot of your stuff kind of fit into unpaid or underrated or the game, so I didn't want to steal that. So I just kind of had to pull this one out because it was referenced multiple times. So I'm going to be kind of generic with it, and you expand on it however much you want. So least fun, most fun, being lanky.
Being lanky, right? Okay. So we mentioned earlier about my property bench. I think that's definitely the least fun aspect when it comes to trying to get into powerlifting, having that stupid range of motion. And
what is your height and weight, just so like ballpark for people?
So I'm just a tiny smidge under 6 foot, so I'm not super tall or anything like that, but I am sort of all arms and legs.
The guys you're talking to.
Yeah, but just over 80 kilos as well, so pretty lightweight for that height.
Like a $170 then, give or take.
Yeah, 180 I think it is in pounds.
Well, that's 6 foot 180 isn't that small at all.
Okay, I'm 5'4"
for regular guys. Yeah, but when you're lifting a lot, it feels like it's pretty small, pretty skinny. Yeah. And most fun. Being lanky does actually lend advantages to sports that are not powerlifting. So it's been pretty helpful for lots of the athletics that I've been involved with in the past. So no, that certainly has had its advantages.
It probably helps your deadlift.
Yeah,
it does help my deadlift. Yes, yeah. So it was also me who, before the Lift Hard, Live Easy early this year, actually they announced the Randy Award for the ratio between bench and deadlift. And it's me who went through the results from the year before to come up with who was looking like they might be favourites for it this year.
Oh, nice.
Of which Big Spicy Pizza was one of the favourites, and he came through and won, obviously. When I looked at that, though, on those results from the year before, Joey, you came out as the opposite of the Randy Award, i.e. having the biggest ratio for deadlift to bench.
Yeah. I did. Go ahead.
I'm absolutely there with you.
Yeah. I did message Tanner. I was like, so do I have a chance? And he's like, no. Like, your deadlift is like 400 pounds over your bench. Like, you don't. That's funny. It's like, yeah, well, it's 300 something pounds, but like, yeah. That's what we get for being skinny.
Exactly. Strong back. I think you were saying, Joey, that's what it is. That's how we want to spin it.
Yeah. Strong back, weak arms.
Yeah.
It happens. Just start overhead pressing. Everything goes up. Definitely
doesn't hurt.
Do you want to do your height person, or do you want to do the other one, which was if you could work out with anybody for one session, who would it be?
Let's stick with the hype person.
Okay, so you got
that's the one I'd actually thought about, because I was slightly caught off guard by that new question coming in last week.
Yes. I am going to start adding that. Keith, if you could add that to the standard show notes, that like we can alternate between the two, because I do like the idea of surprising people with questions. So if I can alternate between them and make them not have a pre-thought out answer, but for this one, I will say, so you've got one lift, you're about to go out, it's your favorite lift, it's your biggest lift, you got one person to hype you up. Who is it?
Yeah, well, I'm going to cheat actually and have two people, but they come as a pair, because it's my niece and nephew who, when they come around to visit, they love playing around on all the gym stuff, especially just hanging on the rack and seeing how long they can dead hang for, or if they can manage to eventually do a pull-up. They are 11 and 9, but in their small sheltered world, clearly I'm the strongest person that they have ever met. So they have full confidence in my ability to lift anything that is in front of me. So they'd just be cheering on their Uncle Matt to get out there and do it.
Yeah, I think it was on the sister podcast that they said, like, to somebody you are the strongest person they know. And that, used to be true for me. Not so much with the new job, but it is comforting, right? To my kids, I'm the strongest person they know. To my wife, I'm the strongest person she knows. So that's a really good answer. Keith, you got some Instagram stuff here that I actually can't quite filter through. So
yeah, I just tried to copy and paste it. Let's see. Big Ron, a friend of the podcast, has one specifically. Let's see. He specifically asked about Highland Games because of your throwing background with track and field. I'm assuming there's Highland Games over there, right?
There are. They do tend to be in Scotland rather than the rest of the UK. So
shocking.
Right down, exactly. I'm down in the south. So I've got friends who take part in it, and it does look a lot of fun. But no, I've stuck very much to track and field throwing.
Now, what would be the crossover on that? Because I feel like it would be very similar.
Yeah, because you got things like sort of heavyweight throws and so on, which you actually do have in athletics as well, but not at, say, Olympics and so on.
Like you've got your hammer throw, your
hammer throw, exactly, and there's the stone throw as well. I think they just call it, which is equivalent to a shot put. Yeah, it's basically just rougher implements compared with the very standardized kit that you'd see in athletics.
I think you should try. Do you own a kilt?
I do not own a kilt. No, yeah, it's a fairly easy thing to come by, to be fair.
There's your biggest barrier.
Yep. I think I would be short for doing Highland Games. You were saying you guys would be short before, but those guys tend to be giants.
Yeah, but like giant. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to get into it, but it's like they're big dudes, but they're drinking beer and having fun all day. Like these aren't the. Sometimes they are. I have seen some Highland games with like guys like Tom Stroka and Daniel McKim, like these really big buff guys. But a lot of these guys are just like, it's almost like you're watching wrestling, and they just get off the bench and they're just like, oh, I guess it's my turn, and then they murder it, and you're like, who are you? So I think there's some crossover between what you do and Highland Games for sure.
Definitely.
All right, Matt. A lot of the other stuff we'll probably cover just during lifting history, so I'm not going to detail on those. So, occupation, share as little or as much as you'd like on that.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like talking about my job, but other people won't want to hear too much about it, I'm guessing, because I'm a chartered accountant, which is normally the death knell for any conversation to say that you're an accountant. But if I end up doing any accounting these days, it means that things have gone horribly wrong. I've been called in to try and save the day, I guess. So I work for a building society, which I don't know if you guys would know what a building society is, but it's like a bank, but it's owned by the customers. So it's a mutual,
okay.
All the profits poured back into providing better pricing and better services and so on for the customers. It's actually the largest building society in the world. So it's got, I think, 16 or 17 million members here in the
UK. We have those. They're called credit unions over here.
Credit unions. We have credit unions as well. So it's ever so slightly different to a credit union, but the principles are very similar.
I think it would be the closest thing we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think America has them. Well, I don't know. I was hoping Keith would perk up on that one.
I know there's a word called credit union. I think I got a loan from a credit union as a teenager or something because it was cheaper than a bank loan.
Yeah, it should be, but that's the general premise: is that you should get better priced, savings rates, loan rates, etc.
Nice, and we did. You led like a high profile case of some sort. Was that in a previous job? There was some,
Yeah, so in the past, I worked for Deloitte, which is one of the big four accounting firms. So I did some forensic accounting cases as well, just because the type of guy who likes to get in and investigate things. And that was probably one of the biggest jobs I had. And once it broke, that was front page news of the Financial Times, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, because that is a global newspaper focusing just on sort of financial markets and so on. So it was a pretty big deal to see that this secret investigation you've been working on for a few weeks be front page national news.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, good work.
Is that why you're the GOAT?
Yeah, it's not why I'm the GOAT. That nickname started well before that kind of became part of common vernacular. No, unfortunately, that actually just stems from another friend telling everybody one day that he thought that I ran like a goat.
Yeah.
And that was like, we've just been talking about frolicking on the Discord recently. That's basically how he's describing my running style.
And that's what I pictured when you said it. I was like, how does a goat run? Well, like some goats, like they hop.
Yep.
Is that how you run?
Well, no, I'm quite bouncy when I run. So you tend to have most sprinters are either sort of power driven, which you think of like back in the day, something like a Ben Johnson style, really super strong, or you get the ones who are more, more elastic and bouncing along the track, and that's more my running style.
More lanky.
More lanky, exactly. Making use
of
that
you just kind of run on your toes. Then is how I'm trying to envision it, or.
It probably looks like that. I mean, it's really not quite on your toes. Yeah.
Well, I know, but I wasn't. That's not because the ball of the foot your heel.
That's correct.
Or is the ball of the foot your.
The ball's sort of just behind where the toes are.
Okay, so then it is
mid. I guess mid foot.
So yeah, you definitely run on the balls of your. I guess I've always heard the term balls of your feet, but I just assumed for some reason I thought it was the heel, but it would make more sense if it's behind the toes, which it is. So
yeah, like if you're running bouncy, you're probably using your calves more than your quads.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, it is all posterior chain driven. So the stronger ones will be more quad biased, but yeah, it's more hamstring glutes which are really driving you forwards.
Jeez.
So then Tanner can't run like that because he has no quads. So whichever way you can't have quads and run, that's how he runs.
I think his bust ACL might be the biggest.
Yeah, I think that's that's what I was thinking. I'm sure the ACL is the problem.
But that's not as funny as he has no quads.
No.
He has no quads or ACLs, but he's at least got his ACLs reattached. I don't think they can do anything for his quads.
Speaking of nicknames, tell us about Mother Cave.
Which I knew would come up. So,
sorry.
That's all right. It's growing up. My mum used to have like these little protector things on the back of the sofa, as we call it, maybe couch you might refer to it as.
Interchangeable.
And designed so that you don't mess up the fabric that's there when your head is leaning back against it. You're not sort of making it all dirty. And they're just sort of white, lacy things just to try and look nice and protect the sofa there.
Doilies.
We used to call them doilies, but I think technically they're not doilies. I think doilies sit on tables to put things on.
That's what I consider a doily.
We called them doilies all the time.
Doily,
yeah. And one night, one of my friends just decided to come up and tipped that over my head, so I looked like some nun or something like that, and decided to name me Mother Cave, and then basically that stuck for the next I don't know, about 30 years and counting, I suppose, really. They would take great delight in whenever we were sat around there at some point during the evening to try and surprise me by getting the doily on my head again and all screaming Mother Cave.
That's really fun.
I mean, to them, it doesn't sound like it's that funny to Matt.
Well, it's the fact that it's like a 30-year-old running bit is the amusing part, and he can't outlive it. Even though it might only be that one person that still calls him that, but it's still like
you're just sitting there and somebody just walks up and throws a doily on your head and yells Mother Cave, and you're like, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I think it's more my frustration and disgust at it that kept the joke running along, because I knew it was just tearing me off.
You just accept it, which is I feel that though. People perpetually pick on me because they know it gets under my. So, with all that being said, as far as your lankiness, you were still competed in some powerlifting. So, I guess I almost have. Does your health kind of perpetuate the lifting story, or were you lifting before your health? You kind of have a whole story to tell, and I read it from the beginning. So, kind of just run with wherever you want to go with telling us your lifting. And your
absolutely.
Health.
Yeah, so I'd always been very sporty growing up, trying all sorts, not necessarily with any great success in most sports.
So that was the Spice Girl that you were then?
The Spice Girl?
That was the Spice Girl you were? You were Sporty Spice then?
Sporty, no,
I've never heard anyone say.
Sure I had a favorite name.
What?
He said he was sporty. I've never heard anyone refer to themselves as sporty. And isn't that one of the Spice Girls? Isn't a Spice?
It is one of the Spice Girls. Yeah,
so
that'd be quite a common expression here.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, but no. So I was diagnosed with kidney disease when I was 7 or 8 years old.
Oh dang!
But didn't ever really affect me very much until suddenly it went very much downhill when I was 30, and then ended up on dialysis and having a transplant and so on. But I've been lifting. I think I started lifting when I was 16, 17, something like that. But not lifting culture is very different in this country, in the UK, compared with North America. It's not really barbell driven and the big three or anything like that, particularly. It's not that same culture in high schools and so on to be in the weight room. So it's much more like commercial gym driven machines, stuff like that. Just trying to stay reasonably strong, fit and active for the benefit of other sports. But yeah, I'd certainly, you end up getting older, you've graduated from university, life gets busier. I was qualifying as an accountant, so I kind of left all of that lifting behind. But yeah, the transplant then kind of prompted me to take a bit more of a look at how I was living, I guess, really, and prompted me to get fitter, stronger, really help kidney do the best that it could do. And there's the opportunity to sign up to transplant games, which are kind of like mini Olympics, but for people who have had all sorts of different transplants. And so the main thing then was I signed up to take part in the British Games and thought a few months into that, oh, crap, I actually need to get fit so that I don't completely embarrass myself at this.
Like, it's not so much that you like survived your transplant and that you're alive. You're just going to go out and do some jumping jacks. You actually have to like be competitive and be an actual athlete, or you're just going to be like, oh, came in 99th place.
Yeah, that's right. And I did play cricket to a pretty decent standard, so I was used to being pretty competitive in sport. So was not wanting to, make a fool of myself. And so I got back into lifting there. But it's really in COVID time that I started to get more heavily into powerlifting at that stage, building out a home gym. Naturally, you're not going to have the sorts of kit that you have at a commercial gym or anything like that. So that's when I started to really hit squat, bench, and deadlift. And thought, why not sign up to a powerlifting competition, even though I'm definitely not remotely the build to take part in it. Normally I'm towering over like the 105s who are taking part, and there I was in like the 74 kilo class. But really had a lot of fun doing it. Really, it's like so many of these different sports. So it's very much more of a camaraderie that you have there when you're just enjoying a few hours with people who are sharing a similar interest.
Absolutely.
I have a weird question. Yeah, I have a weird follow up.
I got a weird one.
How do you prove your transplant to get into the transplant games?
That's a good question.
Did they even ask?
They do ask, yeah. So at the national games, you actually compete for the hospital where you had your transplant.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So exactly. So you've been competing for, in my case, it's the Bristol hospital where, you have to fill in a whole load of medical info, basically, when you had your transplant, what type of transplant it was, and a whole load of other business that gets pretty, I guess, specific to that, which I won't go into now. But yeah, there's a lot of info you have to fill in to prove that you.
So here I was picturing it's weigh-ins. They're checking your gear, and then they're like, "Now show me your scar."
Like, I had plastic surgery. I don't have one anymore. It's like, disqualified, fucker.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was picturing for a second there.
I'm not sure if you had followed how much American sports you follow, but we had are you familiar with Nick Mangold, who just passed away?
So I wasn't until I saw your post on Discord at the start of the week. Yeah.
Yeah, because he, to summary, there's a retired NFL player, 41 years old, literally the age of most of us, had passed away from kidney failure. He pleaded a couple weeks ago for if anyone could, help donate or whatever. So that kind of lead me into my question is, you got to where you were on dialysis. You obviously had kidney failure. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. Like you have two kidneys, right? And one dies. Would you already have one? Does the kidney failure take both of them? I guess I have several questions, but I just I did you get a live kidney donor? Did it come from someone who had?
Okay, so I also thought of this question and decided against it.
Yeah,
I know
it's out there now.
Yeah, it's. I said to Big Kurt after he'd been on, and you were apologising for asking questions about medical stuff. No, as long as it's not been traumatic, most of us who've come out the other side happily from these things love talking about it because we can share our stories about it. So it in my case affected both kidneys. So both my kidneys were basically dying. You do generally have two kidneys. Some people are born with three kidneys. Some people are born with one kidney. One kidney is not actually that rare to be born with, and you can survive on one kidney with basically no problem at all. Hence why people can do live donations.
Gotcha.
So mine were both affected. The thing I didn't know until just before I had my transplant, really, when I was just approaching that dialysis stage, is that they don't actually take anything out when you have a transplant.
Oh.
So I have 3 kidneys now.
Specifically just for a kidney transplant, that can't be real.
Correct.
Okay, because I'm like, you're not getting a heart transplant and just have your other heart laying off to the side, but specifically for kidneys. Okay.
Just for kidneys, yeah. And my doctor's
because they're still kind of doing something, or are they like
no, it's more just because the kidney is smaller and they put the transplanted kidney into a different place.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of your native kidneys are sort of slightly higher up and at the back. your transplant kidney goes in right at the front, just under the skin, just sort of half an inch, and right down in the groin next to the bladder.
So if you got into a fight and someone gave you a kidney shot, they have multiple options now to kidney shot you.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that would be bad news.
Okay. Very interesting.
That's where you went with that.
We're glad you're here, my friend. I morbidly do need to know, though. Was it? I don't need to know, but like, was it?
I know you did ask it. No, mine was not from a live donor. So okay, my dad was getting tested up to see whether he could donate to me, and but in the meantime, I got a call off the waiting list here in the UK. I was on the waiting list for just 20 days before I got the call.
Oh wow, you're extremely like there's.
It's incredible, really.
I would definitely count your lucky stars. I mean, there's like proof, like someone, like a millionaire in America died because he could not get a kidney. And
no, sorry, but the British and Canadian healthcare system,
the systems are a bit different.
Yeah, just a bit different, my friend.
But yeah, I was incredibly lucky, and it turned out a month later my dad actually failed the final stage of testing to donate me a kidney. And so I generally joke that next in line to potentially donate me a kidney was my now ex-mother-in-law. So I avoided being forever indebted to an ex-mother-in-law.
Awesome. Well, I won't pry into too much more of your personal life then.
Oh, I might.
Well, we're all your personal life. Yes, your physical health. I think.
Yeah, I might. So, into metal in high school, got out of it and got back.
Yeah.
What's going on now?
Yeah.
What's the last one you went to? Because I heard you travel extensively for metal shows.
Yeah, I did last year. Traveled all the way over to Pennsylvania to go to the Christmas Burns Red 2-day festival that August Burns Red put on.
That's not Pennsylvania in America.
Yep.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yep, to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where that's held, and I combined it with a few days in Philadelphia as well. As a bit of a history trip, even though I'm not big history necessarily like Tommy.
But Tommy.
Tommy would have loved that trip.
Yeah, but the last one I went to was actually last week. Joey went to see a band called Igor, which at the time I was thinking I hadn't heard of them until a few months ago. They're a French group. At the time I was thinking, oh yeah, Joey would love this. And then I listened the very next day to last week's episode where you said how much you hate opera singing during metal.
Yeah.
And but one thing I would say is that it's not the metal singer trying to do opera singing. They actually have separately a female genuine classical opera singer.
Okay.
As part of the group. So that is different, I think.
Yes, because Cradle of Filth does that kind of thing, right? Where they have Yeah. See, that's different. That's very different.
So you should check Igor out. And it comes Big Ryan approved as well. He's a big fan. So
all right. What's your favorite metal show you've seen?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think that my first ever metal show was actually seeing Slipknot on, I think, their first ever headline tour of the UK back in about 2001. And it's hard to beat your first time.
Yes.
So that was pretty epic. And it had In Flames were supporting as well that night. So
that sounds awesome.
Pretty, it was amazing.
Did I ever tell you I saw Fozzy?
No. Hey. Chris Jericho's Fozzy, you mean?
Yeah. They were playing, honestly, they were playing in an underground bar. It maybe held 90 people.
Yep.
And I knew the night of the show, I had tickets, and I walked up and the door was open, and I was like, I'm just going to walk in. And I walked in, walked right up to Chris Jericho.
That's cool.
And introduced myself. And he was a dick. Awesome. No, he was a dick. He was an absolute dick to me. Security came over and they were like, are you part of the band? And I'm like, nope, just waiting for the show to start. And they were like, no, you need to get the fuck out. And then Fozzy played one of the greatest metal shows I've ever watched.
Huh.
Yeah, it was an amazing concert. This was before Judas, before the big songs. I couldn't even name one of those songs from back then, but he's such an entertainer. So that's probably one of my favorite metal shows.
And I think there's something special about those really intimate, small, and dare we say, like grimy
Yes.
Dark venues. It's just much better than the bigger arenas.
I actually saw Dillinger Escape Plan in the same venue.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm talking like I don't know how to describe it to somebody who's never been in the place. It was called the Underground in Hamilton. And like if you were stuck behind the one bar in the you couldn't see
anything. Yep.
Yeah, and like Dillinger Escape Plan at the time, it's one of those things where I always have the best luck of getting into a band and then they happen to be coming to my town. And this was one of those times. And I'm still a huge Dillinger fan. But you know, I think they're broke up now. But that's easily like I saw so many metal shows, and above was one of those city country bars. So you had that dichotomy of fucking teenagers in cowboy boots and short skirts, and then the metal show lined up literally at the other door.
Yeah. And they were renowned for pretty wild shows, weren't they?
Dillinger? Absolutely. Yeah. And the band opening for them was a local band called Tugnut. They were freaking amazing too. But Dillinger themselves, they're amazing. I wish I could find that sweater because I bought a sweater that night. Yeah. I know we talk about metal too much on this podcast. Metal and wrestling. I get it, but
so the Paralympics, you essentially what you're contributing to is more like a track and field event, or is the whole thing track and field, or what? Explain it to me like I'm a David.
Yeah. So it is like a mini.
You are a David.
It is not. That's true. It's not just track and field. So there's no cycling, swimming, racket sports, all that sort of business going on at the same time. So it's not the Paralympics. Sadly, we don't have a classification in the Paralympics. We are just our own thing separately. So it has the Paralympics now has certainly in the UK, I don't know about North America, has a really high profile. Not quite on the same scale as the full Olympics, but not far off it. Mm-hmm. Whereas the transplant games have almost zero profile at all. You might get a spot in a local newspaper or something like that as a curiosity on page 20 or something like that, but nothing more than that.
Now, just to stir the pot, if you had to say, what is the so you've obviously been doing it for years and you know a lot of people there. Is there a transplant that someone could get that really doesn't affect their overall health and they maybe shouldn't be there? Do you think that's a thing?
Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying that they shouldn't be there.
Yeah, but I guess what is the most overcomable transplant?
Yeah,
I guess
100%. So it's not stirring the pot really, but pretty much all of us who are taking part know. So generally, bone marrow transplants are the least affected in the long term. Okay. But in fairness, they have overcome cancer as well to get to that stage in the first place. So I don't think anybody's going to be having a go at them. Usually, then liver transplant is in terms of solid organ transplant is the one which is longer term least affected. But it is a really, really incredibly big operation in the first place. And they're literally cutting open your entire core. Ooh. People generally have to learn to walk again, even from a liver transplant, because they've got zero core strength afterwards. Heart and lungs are definitely at the other end of the scale. They are the most affected, which is pretty understandable given how significant they play a role in just running around.
If I had a testicle transplant, could I be in the transplant game?
Yeah, nor a hair transplant, Joey. I think it's it does need to be a solid organ.
We had a whole thing about fake testicles at one point, didn't we? On this, like it was a whole like not a segment where we talked in depth about fake different.
Well, we had a guy that has a
one, and it was like if you could pick your fake testicle, what would it be, or something like that. I definitely talked about that. We drove on about that for sure.
I'm coming to the transplant games with a marble.
I mean, there are transplant games in in lots of different countries. So the Canadian transplant games are taking place in early July next year, Joey. Not too far from you, in relatively speaking, for Canadian terms, is in Quebec.
Normally I would say that's a bold statement because everything's far away in Canada, but no, Quebec's not that far. Like I can get to the border of Quebec in 12 hours driving.
That's further than I thought, though, to be fair.
Yeah. It's not. everything in Canada is far away. It's not as big as New York. I understand that.
Of course.
But Ontario, from one border to the other on just the highway, is 22 to 24 hours.
Is it just bowling that you have the yips in, or any other sports?
What are the yips?
So it's more of a it's more of a mental blockage that stops you doing what was previously a pretty easy, repeatable action.
I think it's an old school baseball term. Like that's
and it happens in golf a lot. Golfers get the yips with their putting.
I bolded it because I was just like, what the hell are the yips? Now that you bring it up, I think I've heard it before. I have that in axe throwing. I can't go axe throwing anymore because one day I was about to throw an axe and the girl was in there replacing the things, and my buddy put his hand out. He's like, dude, stop. And I almost killed the girl. And now every time somebody's like, let's go axe throwing, I have PTSD of that time I almost killed somebody. And I was like, nope, not doing that. Yep. So, all right, cool. I have the yips. We learned that today on Unpaid and Underrated.
Dude. So the spreadsheets, just a big spreadsheet guy. So are you a Excel guy or a Google Sheets guy?
No. I can zone out now.
It's mentioned 97 times. So
it will be. Yeah, no. This is the original Excel. Yeah, not messing around with any of the new competitors or anything like that.
What's the difference?
I don't know. You just stick to Microsoft. It's far easier.
Okay. Because they all use formulas and
they do. Yeah, I don't know the difference. It's in work life as well. Pretty much all big corporations are just sticking to Excel anyway. So it's the common thing to use. But yeah, no, I have. I'm sure I have thousands of spreadsheets, to be perfectly honest.
Well, that's you specifically said you have more than me, and I was like, bet.
I definitely will have more than you, but I don't track many things to the extent that you do, Keith. I've definitely not got a spreadsheet showing all of my variations on the lifts and showing what my various rep records are.
It's the easiest thing to keep, and that's the most satisfactory thing to. You can ring that PR bell literally almost once a week because you fucking chipped something by 5 pounds on a 7 rep fucking max of some sort. So we got anything coming up for competitions? Are you so actively in the transit? Like you're in your so it's like you're going to be in the senior transplant.
Well, so they run it much like lots of other sports in that it's done by age categories as well.
So you could only do it until you're dead.
You can. The top age category is 80 plus these days.
Okay.
So it used to be 70 plus, and then they had a growing number of 80 something year olds taking part who realistically needed to have their own category because when you've got 10-year age gaps, it's big.
Just completing something at that point is pretty fucking commendable, to say.
Absolutely. Some of these guys have had their transplant for quite a long time as well, taking part in that. So, but even someone without a transplant at that age taking part in these sports is pretty incredible to see.
Okay. So normally this is Keith's realm, but I want in on this one. Speaking of transplants and things, I've never had anybody actually type out their entire poop story in the show notes.
It was so in depth.
So I don't know if you want to read it verbatim or if you just want to describe it. I haven't got it in front of me,
but I can certainly describe it.
Please go, please.
Yeah. So pre-operation, which is pretty common for lots of operations, lots of laxatives to make sure that your systems are entirely cleared out. Particularly, I like the name of one of those laxatives as well, which was Picolax, which just conjured up an image there of things being removed from you with some axe. But
now, which one is that? Is that the big
girl at the end of the?
Is that the big jug that you have to drink, where you mix with water and drink it?
Do you know what? I can't remember because I was pretty ill at the time, so you just take whatever you're given.
Okay, yeah, I definitely, before a colonoscopy, Jesus, I'm so old. They give you it's a 2-liter bottle and it has powder in the bottom, and you fill it with water and you have to drink it like on the hour, every hour. And I called it human Drano. Like it just murders you. And that's why
it would be very similar to that.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I refused to go for my second colonoscopy, because like the first time was so painful. They were like, "Oh, we have to redo this because we gave you the wrong instructions." And I was like, "Well, first of all, fuck you. I'd rather die. Second of all, I'm not going to do that." Okay. So we're on the same level there with laxatives. Go.
Exactly. Done all of that. Then, so you're completely cleared out. I also then didn't eat anything for 4 days after my transplant. I was too sick. Eventually did start eating when the natural course of events takes place, and need to go to a bathroom. Still attached to various drips and things like that. So I think it would have been one of the first times I actually ventured out of the ward, down the little corridor to the toilet. And oh boy, did that take a long time. And also, you just had a fairly sizable operation. It's right down there in your core. Kind of, if you think of like whenever you're bracing to squat or something like that, and you're taking your air in, that is really that intra-abdominal pressure right down in that area. You've got a massive wound there. Pretty scary to do that at like day 6 or something like that after the operation, thinking, how well do these stitches hold together? So a combination of things not moving too well and being scared to, squeeze too hard, was stuck in there for an awfully long time, to a point where the machines that the drips were attached to, the batteries were beeping because they had run out of battery. Had nurses knocking on the door, checking, are you still alive? What is going on in there? And me just embarrassingly just having to say, yeah, I'm fine, honestly. Knowing for well I really wasn't. And I just wanted that whole situation to be over as quickly as possible, which was not quick at all. I think I was in there for something like an hour and a half, hour and 3/4.
Oh my God.
It was just absolutely insane.
And then when you left the hospital, furthermore, no?
Yellow curry.
Oh, do you want me to read it?
That was well before that. That was my stag do. Yeah. Yes, I used to be a really big fan of having hot foods, which I know you are as well, Joey, which I'm not anymore. Dialysis kind of killed that for me, because you end up on a fluid restriction, and didn't have any spicy foods for that time. So haven't ever really acclimatized back to spicy food since. But my buddies stitched me up, understandably so, with the hottest curry that the restaurant could provide. No, not on the menu or anything like that. Just make it as spicy as you possibly can.
Mess up.
Exactly. I mean, it tasted absolutely vile. Even if it was as mild as like a korma or something like that, I would never have it again because it was gross. But you're out for the evening. Go ahead and do that. Eat that. I should have been playing cricket the next day, and I'm sure cricket stuff will probably come up as well later on. I'm sure I've had a few entries about that. One of the features of playing cricket is you wear all white. As it happens, that it rained, and you don't play cricket in the rain, so didn't end up playing cricket. But it was a very explosive day the next day as a result of that curry, and it was, in the end, not a problem. Although I did end up having to do a very quick walk to get to a house to use a toilet, which was out when suddenly the urge came on. But it was a near miss. Had I been playing cricket, I could easily have been the other side of the field in all white, and needing to try and beat a hasty exit before those whites became a very different colour.
Nice. It's been a minute since we had a good poop story. It's funny. If you want to talk about cricket for a minute, feel free. Is that something you did? I guess. Okay, so let me pose this. Is there it's just like rec cricket? I guess like people would play like rec league basketball or something. Like what are the levels? So, is this like beer league cricket? Like I don't know.
No, it's a higher standard than that. So like professional cricket is played in this country by counties. Okay. I played kind of like 2 levels below that. So most weeks there'd be a pro or 2 per team.
There are?
Oh, I mean, probably like 15, 20.
Okay, so you're like in the top third, then that's
absolutely. Yeah, but they're genuine professionals who are playing week in, week out of the level that I was playing at.
Okay.
So one of my friends plays for England, so he played at World Cups and so on. So it's really decent standard. I played I started playing men's cricket when I was 13, which is not that unusual. And then that was starting at a lower level, obviously, and working my way up through the different teams at the club. Played a lot. Played as a fast bowler, which to you guys might be, it's basically the equivalent of the pitcher in baseball, the guy who's actually delivering the ball for the batter to hit. Did that until I got the Yips bowling at one point, and that was pretty devastating. I thought I'd be the sort of person.
So bowling is a cricket term, not a.
It is a cricket term.
Like,
yes.
So when I asked that earlier, that's why I don't think anyone understood. Like, I thought it was in a different paragraph above. It just said he got the Yips bowling, and I'm like, how the.
It's not 10-pin bowling or something like that. No, this was. It was. I mean, that was a pretty horrendous experience.
So the Yips actually took you out of cricket. Then it sounds like in general.
Pretty much, I did. I kind of been event. Just batted instead, but moved down the teams and captained one of the lower league teams, kind of basically as a mentor to the younger players coming through and so on.
And is it something you're still doing, or is it something you kind of retired from?
No. I played a few games for the England transplant team as well since I've had my transplant, but I haven't played cricket now in pre-COVID.
Okay. Very neat. That was cool. So you would say that your peak athletic achievement was then like your best athletic would it be like when you were like that third tier in cricket then? Like that's like
it would be 100% in terms of that genuine what people would recognize with playing cricket at a decent level.
Nice. Very cool. So then that just literally being competitive in a sport however long your season was for over 20 years was pretty easy to be like, all right, I had the surgery. I'm potentially not going to be able to have this peak performance. I'm in my 40s, blah, blah, blah. And then the transplant games are just kind of a perfect segue for you then to still get that achievement, but, at more of what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, it was. So, I had my transplant when I was 30. I actually spent my 30th birthday checking into hospital to start dialysis.
Oh, wow.
Which,
happy birthday.
Exactly. It just had to kind of envisage it as my birthday present from the National Health Service here in the UK. I paid enough tax, so it was time for them to give me something back. And but I went back to playing cricket for one season after my transplant, just to kind of prove to myself that I could.
Awesome.
But then got the bug doing athletics, and was getting involved in that a lot more heavily.
So speaking of the NHS, do you have a habit of sneaking into government?
I read that.
Do you have a habit of sneaking into government things?
So I think I might know what this relates to.
I was the second level of security at something at the
I was supposed to be giving a speech at an NHS event about transplants and so on, and turned up to a building, but unbeknownst to me, I went to a different door to one that I should go to, which was a national cybersecurity event, which was super, super tight security, and yet managed to talk my way through the first entrance, saying that I was one of the guest speakers.
I'm speaking on this. I know everything about this topic.
Got to the next desk and then said the same thing, and the guy's looking down the list like, I can't see your name anywhere. And then I started to look around me and see armed police. A great big banner that was behind me that actually said National Cybersecurity Conference or whatever, and realised, I think I'm in the wrong place. I'm here to talk about this. You need the other door that's around the corner. But it shows how far you can get by just showing a bit of confidence and just saying that, I'm here to do this.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Damn it, I had another one and I lost it. I mean, it's also an hour and a half in. You want to jump into a game?
Feel free. Yeah. Hit him with FMK.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah, we switched.
Okay.
I gotta pick a Rushmore. You do that.
FMK, do you know what FMK is?
I do indeed. Yes. Do you want me to describe it, or are you describing it?
No. We're not going to say the words because every once in a while people go, yeah, it's offensive. So we're going to go maths, cricket, or lifting.
Ooh. Wow. Especially given maths pretty much is the foundation for providing me with a job. I do enjoy. Surely I can't say that I want to marry maths ahead of cricket or lifting, though. That just sounds wrong, doesn't it? I think I'll probably marry cricket because that actually is probably my true first love. Sort of indoctrinated into that from a young age. My dad loves cricket as well. His family do. So I'd have to marry cricket. I think I would have to. I think I would hug maths because I do need that in my life. I do enjoy that, which does mean kill lifting, which seems sacrilegious on a lifting associated podcast. But I think you've left me with no choice. That's what I've got to go with.
Did you see the Bluey episode about cricket?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Bluey watcher because having no children or anything, but my nephew loves Bluey.
Of course.
And so I've seen a few, and I've seen the cricket one, yes.
Okay. Did you cry?
I didn't cry, but they definitely do hit you in the feels.
They definitely do, especially that episode.
Yeah.
So apparently in Bluey, that entire series was supposed to be centered around that kid.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And then at some point they changed it to Bluey instead of that kid.
Interesting. Yeah. Yes, my nephew also asked me whether I would go and visit Bluey when I went to Australia a couple of years ago. I was going to Perth. Bluey is based in Queensland.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like me asking whether you'd go to Quebec from where you are. Like, yeah, no,
it is rather
long
far.
way away.
Yeah. Oh, do you have bin chickens? What do you have bin chickens over there? Seagulls are bin chickens here.
Yeah, we do have a lot of seagulls around. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolute pest. Yep.
All right, you ready for a little Mount Rushmore there, Matt?
Let's set it up.
I had a bunch of submissions, so I got a couple to pick from. I think I'm going to go with if this one falls short, I got a backup that you're not going to like. I'm going to go with
get Mount ready. Rush. You're going to hate this.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm going to go with the one you're going to not like. So, what was the football club that Big David's a fan of, and where's his hometown?
Oh, Oxford.
Yeah. So, top 4 Oxford Football Club players.
Oh boy. Crumbs. I mean, I think I would struggle to name 4.
Okay, then.
Actually.
Okay, then. Okay,
but
so, no, that's fine. We'll skip it. Yeah, if you don't, I thought there was gonna be more like best 4 players of a team you hate. But if it's not, you're gonna struggle with it. No worries. Top Mount Rushmore Christmas decorations.
Yes, well, that's been chosen because I never put up any Christmas decorations. Okay. I love Christmas, right. But.
It did specifically say Christmas decorations he would actually put up. So I didn't read into that, I guess, too far, but that's the one I'm going to go with of some sort.
I will interject very briefly. Same, Matt. Same. Love Christmas. I love all holidays. I'm just a holiday dude. I want to go and do things, but I do not want to do it at all. Right. So like when it comes to Christmas, my wife is like, our kids need Christmas. We need to put up a tree. And I would say I would do none of that, like at all, if we didn't have kids. For years, my holiday tree was my grandma's ceramic tree. And it just was a self light up. It was ceramic. And I would put that up and be like, that's my Christmas tree. I'll do this alone. So I'm with you on that one, brother. So if you could put them up, what are you putting up?
I mean, it probably would be pretty much tree related because the tree is a decent part of it. It's more the other decorations I don't like. The reason I don't like it is just then you have to spend so much time in late December or January taking it all down. So
well, let's look at it this way. So you're out and about, or you're at your friend's house, or you're downtown. What are the 4 things that like, oh, that's Christmas. That means something to me.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you've got to have on there some sort of chocolates and so on hanging from the tree. Because I am a chocoholic, and so I will probably go and even at my friend's house go and take their chocolates if I can. If I spot them there, nick those.
We don't. I don't.
It might be
candy canes from a tree. I've seen and stuff. I don't know about chocolates from a tree. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, we'd have chocolates as well. We would have candy canes as well. So that'd certainly be up there. Probably the star on the top of the tree. I do like a good star to be on top of there. I think it's certainly better than sticking the angel with the tree up the backside there.
Upper bum. Fanny, whichever you call it over there.
Yes, yeah. I do enjoy, even though it's not really relevant to me anymore. I do quite like the sight of the stockings hanging from like sort of a book of fire or something like that, because the kids get excited about that.
Oh, good one.
And yeah, I don't know how many have I done that. 3.
Like that.
Yeah, it's probably not necessarily the decorations, but just actually more just all the food that we're going to get at Christmas as well. So that's going to be just lots of chocolates and sweets lying around, which feel like decoration almost at some stage, because they're a constant presence in people's houses.
Nice. What is the? Yep.
My turn. No, go ahead. Ask your question.
I was just
related to this.
More of a where you're at? What are your seasons? What's your weather like? Do you get all 4 seasons? Do you get snow?
Jesus, dude. Yes, they have the same seasons as us.
I mean, but kind of. England is renowned for just being grey and wet so much of the year, really. But no, this year we had weeks and weeks of unbroken sunshine through the summer. It doesn't get as hot as you guys do because we're just a small island, obviously, so we get lots more of the breeze and wind coming off the Atlantic. But yeah, we don't tend to get much snow. You would do if you went up into Scotland, but certainly where I'm in the south of England, if it snows once, maybe twice over winter, you'd be lucky.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong on that one. I was thinking they were more wrong again, Joey.
Wrong again, Joey.
I was thinking they were more aligned parallel with us.
No, yours is more pronounced than ours are, I guess. Yeah. Ours stays a little bit more.
Like they would get the same, like they would have winter and fall. It's not like Florida where it's just summer all the time.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Mount Rushmore. Metal breakdowns.
Oh, that's quite specific. So
just the breakdowns. Don't care about the band. I don't care how much you like them or not.
Or anything like that.
You just hear the band, you hear the breakdown, and you're like, I don't even care about this. It's so good.
Right. So, well, one which actually I don't know if it will appear in the end. I put down on my submission was "The Fire Itself" by Phineas. Do love that breakdown. Which you should check out, Joey, if you've not.
All right, I'm taking notes. Give me a second to take notes.
Absolutely. So that's a pretty decent one. I do one pops up quite a lot on my playlist is Death Grip by Fit for a King, which is something that you definitely do need to specify which band that is. I think so many bands have probably released a record called Death Grip. Let's be honest. It's one of those like metal tropes, isn't it?
What was the name of the song for Fit for a King?
That was Death Grip. Fit for a King. Gosh, I'm actually not good at song names generally. I just tend to stick on albums and just listen through it and just enjoy the music. I think. Can you be such pressure coming up with Mount Rushmore answers?
Yeah, I do that. I do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do that. So, what's the name of the band?
So I would definitely have to have an August Burns Red one in there at some stage. Because they probably are the band that I've listened to the most. They've got it'd be off one of their earlier albums at that stage, and so like probably off Constellations, which when I went to that festival last year, they played the entire album straight through, which was pretty awesome. It'd probably just be another Phineas one, if I'm perfectly honest, off their most recent record. So something like the breakdown of Dream Thief would be a good choice, I think, there as well.
All right. Added to my notes.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Probably this might have hit right before we recorded, but the Elite FTS Massonomics podcast will hit tomorrow on this Friday. So it should already be out when you're listening to this. But if you haven't listened to it yet, get your ass out there and consume it. So now I know what I'm doing for 3 hours tomorrow. So sweet.
Listening to nose breaths.
Yeah. Good. I got a quick one from Matt. It's more of a request that he can deny if he wants to. So you've been to America now. You've said that a few times. You've been over here. So and you've interacted with Americans. do you have an American accent, and could you do it, or could you impersonate, and even a North American? I don't care. Like you open it up to North American, like just I want to hear a British person try to speak with a. I mean, not try. I mean, like a fucking 80% of our actors are goddamn from British.
Yeah, no, I am definitely not big accent, and so um, yeah, it would probably come out sounding very different to an American accent. I expect if I did.
You don't have
But
to. If you, I don't want to put you. If you want to if you're afraid of the yips, you don't have to. I just thought it would be funny. I thought it would be a good one. That's
okay. Hold on. You do a British accent.
It's offensive.
Oh, I see.
Shut up.
Oh, I get it.
Top of the bun into. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do any accents ever on this podcast. Except for Arnold. I can do the Arnold accent, but that's...
All right. Well, I think that knocks out most of that stuff. So I'm going to hit you guys with little affiliates here. Barbell Rescue, Kim doing great stuff over there, bringing it back to Home Gym Con. Go hang out at his booth with us. Home Gym Con itself, code unpaid. Mastonomics, the booth has been released where it's going to be. They're right next to Barbell or Belt Fed Strength. I'm not sure where Barbell Rescue. I haven't found Barbell Rescue on the map yet, but I know they're right next to Belt Fed Strength. Wow, that took me way too long to figure that one out. Freedom Fitness Equipment, Ashton's making all that good flooring, and Grant at the Strength Co. Go check out the apparel from there. He'll use code unpaid at all those locations, help save you a little bit of money. And we can roll this into a little unpaid or underrated. Matt, are you familiar with this game? Are you comfortable explaining the rules to your family and friends?
Familiar with it. So it's you will give me some hand-picked topics. I have to select whether I think they are either underrated, which means that more people should be appreciating how good they are, or that they're unpaid, which means that I think that they're very much no one likes to be unpaid, so it's needs to be taken down a notch or two.
Very correct. All right. Unpaid or underrated, sparkling water.
That is very easily unpaid. It's
well, what is your experience with, like, I need to hear a couple, because you might be drinking some weird British shit that isn't any good and isn't what we even can, like, if it's got fucking beans and toast in it and stuff, I wouldn't like it either, but I don't know, like, what do you consider sparkling water?
No, it'd be more the we probably do have flavored sparkling waters here, but my experience of them would all be the unflavored, so your Perriers and things like that. So your classic ones, which just it is normally a joke if you travel into mainland Europe. The Europeans love sparkling water. Most Brits famously don't really, and so they will relentlessly mock Brits when they're abroad, they're on holiday, for requesting still water rather than sparkling. But yeah, definitely not for me. Even though I do drink other carbonated drinks as I am now. So just no flavour to that water. I love drinking still water
because it's still water.
Yeah,
has nothing added.
Exactly, just unadulterated.
What is the difference between still water and distilled? Hardy har.
Well, the distilled is the one right in front of you because it's this one. And
oh,
that was pretty good, actually. All right, unpaid or underrated, cats.
Yes. So this is the one I've been waiting for. Cats are hugely unpaid. They are the worst.
Well, and I saw some
this
of your
man,
notes on
boo
that.
this man.
Like
nope, sorry, Keith. Boo.
Yeah, boo, fuck you. Like gathering like what you had submitted.
Fuck you, that's
you
me.
went on you went on a whole thing saying how much you didn't like them, but then someone else had mentioned that you were allergic. So are you actually allergic to them?
If
you're allergic to them, I can understand why you wouldn't like a cat. But if you're not allergic,
I never liked them before I discovered that I was allergic to them. Either way,
where's the stop?
Exactly.
That's just confirmation bias. Like they were coming around, and you were just like, "Oh, look at this animal. Oh, I don't like when this is around." It's like a ginkgo tree where you're just like, "Why do things smell bad?" Oh, I hate this tree. Yeah. That's just confirmation bias. You love cats. Everybody loves cats.
The night I discovered that I was allergic to cats was absolutely appalling. So we were around at a friend's house. Her mum owned and ran an old people's home, what do old people famously love? Cats. They had 17 cats at this house.
Okay, yeah, that's too many cats.
That's excessive.
And that's when I suddenly learned, oh yeah, I'm allergic to cats when I actually couldn't see.
Well, that's just.
You might also be allergic to the ammonia in cat piss because 17 cats are peeing so much.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. But no, I am allergic to cats. So if I'm round at friends' houses who've got cats, then tend to, within a couple of hours, be finding my eyes very irritated.
Now, so technically, I'm also allergic to cats, but it's particularly cat dandruff. So cats who are well groomed or cats with short hair, I'm very good with. Cats with long hair, if I'm around them too much, they will flare up my allergies. Do you find the same thing?
I don't know. I have no desire to find out either. I genuinely don't like cats. I don't understand people's obsession with cats. You believe that your cat loves you. I think your cat's manipulating you just to get.
Hey, so here's a fun thing that I've never said out loud. I wrote an entire essay in my philosophy and cultural studies course about the weirdness of sleeping next to a predator that would kill me if it could. Despite me loving my cat with all of the passion of the world, I was not immune to the fact that that cat is the apex predator of our planet and would kill me if it had the chance, or eat me if I was dead. I'm not immune to that. So I do understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, that cat loved the hell out of me, and you can't tell me any different. I have seen cats who don't like people and do like other people. Like my mother-in-law's cat does not like anybody but me, her, and my father-in-law. Will not come to anybody else but us three. So, yeah. I get you. I kind of get it. But also, what do you think about dogs? You like dogs?
I do like dogs. However, I was also bitten by a dog when I was very young.
Oh, that would put you right off.
Young enough, but I don't remember it at all. But it's just sort of left that sort of psychological impact of just a little anxious when I get to know a new dog. Once I get to know the dog, absolutely fine, love it.
That happened to my mom. She carries dog treats now. To see, like, if a dog comes running, she'll hold out the treat to see if it's friendly.
I think Jen does that with the lady on the trail that doesn't put her dog on a leash.
No, she's holding out brass knuckles to punch that lady out.
I know. It was a jab. All right, unpaid or underrated. Let's go with skiing. Unpaid or underrated? Skiing.
So, just trying to play by the proper rules in terms of. So I love skiing. Do I think it's unpaid or underrated? I think no, it probably is still more of a niche pastime. So I can safely say that is underrated. You're getting to go on holiday, be active, be out in the mountains. Sometimes getting away from people. It depends on what time of year you've gone. Sometimes you'd be around loads of people, but chance to be out in the open air, which especially being a desk jockey like me is a great chance to get outside and do something more active.
Sweet. That's all I got.
That's all you got? Oh, geez. All right, my turn. Unpaid or underrated exponential growth?
So I personally think that is certainly underrated. That appeals to my love of maths. And I did, back when it was lockdown, I don't know if you guys would have done this at all. Certainly in this country, it's a big thing to do Zoom quizzes with your friends. You're all stuck at home. And so with my group of friends, we're doing a quiz each week. Each household, each couple would write a round of the quiz to sort of share the load. And so one week I actually just wrote my round entirely about sort of exponential growth and exponential numbers and everything like that. But the twist in it was that no one had ever said that, okay, there's going to be 10 questions in each round, but each question needed to be worth 1 point each. So I actually wrote the questions so that they went from hardest to easiest, starting with questions that no one was ever going to get. But the point scoring for that round also went up exponentially because, of course, I wasn't getting points for that round. So it'd be unfair to set around where actually it couldn't score any points. But it meant that those insanely difficult questions at the start were worth a fraction of a point, right up to, I think the 10th question was worth 7 points for that round, and they were all going to get it. So I was not going to be attracting any heat for having set a round on the quiz that was stupidly difficult.
That is not how I took that at all. One of the,
what were you expecting?
Well, the job I just quit was because I was sick of hearing growth. We want 20% growth every year, and I'm like, that's fucking unreasonable. Like, that is an unreasonable amount of growth. And if you fall under the 20%, then you're lacking. And I'm like, that's 20%. Like, that's insane. Yeah. All right, cool. Unpaid or underrated R&B and soul music.
Well, I'm going to have to go unpaid on that because it's definitely a popular genre. It doesn't particularly appeal to me. I do like sort of rap, hip hop, stuff like that, but R&B and soul does not do it for me. That is not going to find its way into my playlist.
What would you describe as R&B?
So I probably think of more older school bluesy music there. I think when I think of R&B, yeah. Okay. I mean, I know there's more modern R&B as well, but
okay, yeah, because D'Angelo just died, and he was pretty much the epitome of R&B for a little bit. Okay, here's a good one. I have two more.
Okay.
Unpaid or underrated jumpers.
So
you're gonna have to tell us for us.
Yes.
For us non Commonwealth
romper, or
what's a jumper?
A jumper is just an older school name really for having a sweater or anything that's an extra layer on top, like a hoodie and everything like that. Basically, it would probably really refer to, as opposed to just going around in a t-shirt. So I'm pretty well known for going around in a t-shirt pretty well all year round. I do have hoodies and things like that, which I wear if I'm actually out and it's genuinely somewhere cold. But you commonly still see me out and about in just a t-shirt. I'm definitely not, babysitting a coat all night or anything like that. I'm going out in a t-shirt, even if it's getting down to sort of freezing. It's going to be okay.
Now, if your younger brother was wearing a t-shirt and put on a jumper, would you also wear that jumper?
No, I wouldn't. No, he's welcome to do his own thing. I'm not going to be copying him. I tend to try and, even though he's a younger brother, I often pick things which should be opposite to him as well. Anyway,
I see. I had a note from somebody that said that you guys used to wear matching jumpers a lot.
That's more when my mum was still in charge of how we dressed. So we're talking a long time ago. There's enough photos of us in matching outfits and so on, which, isn't that lots of kids' experience growing up in the 80s, I think, really? But their mums did those sorts of things, certainly in this country.
For those of you that can't see this, I clearly just hit him with a surprise on that one, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Last one, unpaid or underrated eggs.
Well, I absolutely love eggs. I mean, I can't claim to have quite as many as Tanner, I don't think, but I'll have 4 eggs for breakfast each morning, and maybe other eggs as well. So I'm going to have to go underrated on eggs. I think they're just a fantastic, fantastic nutritionally, but I think they're tasty. You can cook them in a variety of ways. Easy to whip up in a hurry.
Here's a thing I learned recently. Do you ever find that like you'll love eggs for 2 weeks? Cooked the same way. Let's say you're just like, I'm going to whip them up and fry them. And then on like 2 weeks and 1 day, you're like, this is disgusting. And then you have to change the way they are. Am I the only one that does that? I want to eat the eggs.
Yeah.
But I mostly want them hard boiled with salt and pepper. And then like, I'll find another way to cook them. I'll love it for a couple weeks and hate it. Am I the only one?
So I do hit that, but after a lot longer than 2 weeks. But I've started having breakfast at work a couple of days a week. So I always scramble my eggs at home.
Scrambled eggs
work, and I'll have poached eggs at work. So that helps during the week to mix it up a little bit.
You poach eggs at work?
No, work do it. There's a canteen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be quite incredible if I turned up with my
you're in
own
the lunchroom with
saucepan.
vinegar and water boiling. You're like, oh, this is delicious.
Yeah, no, in my building, it's up to 4,500 people working in that building.
Okay.
So it's a large canteen. Yeah.
Canteen means kitchen, Keith.
I gathered. Well, I do have one callback. Something we kind of didn't go over, and something that I know over the pond there where you're at. Not a whole lot of big garages, not a whole lot of tall basements, right? So, how's that home gym experience? Because anything I've ever seen from any of my buddies that are in UK, it's like just like half car fucking garage or something, and that's just like,
Yeah, it is
what are you
definitely more
working
challenging.
with?
But basements almost don't exist at all in the
Okay, that's
UK.
what I
That's
thought.
not that common experience, but garages do. So I've got what you guys would think of like as a single store garage here. It's about 20 feet by 12-ish, something like that. Maybe slightly under that, 20 by 10 and a half, something like that. So I've got a rack in there currently with a couple of benches, a few different bars. Once Keith won't be happy because I have not submitted photos
I saw
to
that.
Tanner. But I want to at least get all of the flooring done because I've moved from a smaller garage to this one. So I need to get more matting to lay down. Once I've got that done, then I plan on adding a couple of bits. I'll probably add a bike for some cardio, and I might actually get on that whole freak athlete piece because there's not a whole lot of options in the UK either. Lots of
Yeah, that was gonna be a follow up. Is like you can't just there's really aren't as many
sort of
distributors and whatnot over
equipment.
there.
No, that's not. The one I'd like to get is that Titan leg extension leg curl, really, that was in Big Paul's
Yep.
Shim.
And Nate Moe also has one that you missed today.
To say, yeah, but Titan only ship in the US, so cannot get that. And that's true of a few different distributors that it's US only or US and Canada only.
What do you have mostly over there? Lico is probably big.
Lico is big because it's based in Sweden. Obviously, there is Rogue based out of Belgium as well. So I've got some Rogue stuff. I've got a Rogue Ohio power bar. It's one of my bars. But I don't think I've checked, but I don't think that they do it. Maybe I want a leg curl because I also go to a gym at work, which is free, and their leg curl machine absolutely sucks. So that's why I want to try and get something that I can do leg curls at home, so I can use that. I'm not so fussed about the leg extension part, but you might as well get something that's going to do more than just one exercise, right?
All right, that was just something I wanted to hit on because I know that's it's a common trend with anyone over there. So I believe you passed everything. I don't think anything else is really jumping out we got to hit on. So did you have something for us as we'll turn it around, let you put us on the spot, give us the yips?
Yeah, I've got a few questions and a few games, hopefully, that we can play. So, some questions first of all. Keith, you said in the past that you've got pretty much the same playlist that you put on for training for years and years and years. I wondered whether, since Big Stephanie has started to join you a bit more down there, whether you've had to adjust your music listening choices at all, or whether she's quite happy to tolerate that.
That is a really good question. So a lot of times she'll go down there by herself and not turn music on. She doesn't really care. She does like 15 to 35-minute workouts and can kind of hit everything she needs to do just because her top sets are only, I mean, for her it's amazing and I'm very proud of her and I love her to death. But like if she's only working up to 100-pound squat or something, it's like she can do that in 10 minutes and be done and do her back offs because it's not as much just mass she's moving. She's still doing great, but I made her a playlist years ago. But it's a lot more like Zumba kind of shit, and it's not really her vibe anymore. For the most part, she'll listen to whatever I have on. She doesn't love if I have country on. She won't want to train to country, so I will have to. Outside of a MIDI, because I have
I'm with you, Stephanie.
I have like I do have like 4 different playlists. I kind of will toggle between, and country's one of them. So as long as it's one of the other 2 or 3, she's pretty much good with whatever, as long as it's not too loud. But it is a good question. I've asked her. I've tried. She doesn't like. She couldn't tell you a song and who sang it or who this, that, and the other. So like, she's just like, oh, anything. The one time she did say like, it was either Bodies or whatever. It was whatever song Tommy was shitting on the day before on like their like metal, their like top gym songs or whatever. And he was just like, only people I listen to this ironically, right? And then like the next day or like within a week, Stephanie was like, "Will you play that Bodies song for me?" And I was like, "Yes, I will. I will gladly play that, and I will turn it all the way up for us." But no, that was a very good question. I like that.
I've got a follow-up for that one before I move on to some Joey stuff. Is what's the most fun and least fun of Stephanie becoming Big Stephanie?
Oh, most fun is just that's a good one. So yeah, anyone not familiar, Stephanie on her own accord joined the Discord, if you will. She joined crew maybe I don't know, 6 months ago, give or take, sometime in the last year, more than 3 months, less than a year. Oh, the most fun might be I don't have to screenshot stuff to her anymore. Like she can go find it herself if it's something that was like Discord related. But also the least fun about that would be like she's on Discord now, so I have to be more not necessarily careful, but it's just like anything I say she'll kind of see. But also I don't think she ever gets on Discord unless she's added. Like so I don't think she's ever looked in there unless someone like did add Stephanie. So it's not as big of a deal, but getting like multiple crew gifts is cool. It didn't really help us this round because of how random it was. We only had one not duplicate card out of the batch. That's a good question. I guess maybe her feeling more like she belongs when she does go to Lift Hard Live Easy, even if she's not competing. Just to be like, I am crew. Fuck off. Like you can't say that I'm not crew adjacent. I'm legitimately crew because it's like $3. So
did anybody ever say that to her?
No. She's just very self-conscious. She's the most you think I'm self-conscious. You meet my wife, like she's more.
I have met your wife. I love her.
I know, but I'm saying she's extremely.
She was the most welcoming, friendly person I've ever met in my life.
She just.
I might like her more than you. No offense.
Most people do. I like her more than me, and I love myself. So.
Sorry, that was a joke to the listeners. I love Keith, but Stephanie is also incredible.
No, she's dope. She's I don't know. She doesn't. She has actually no. Follow or additional most fun, if you will. She's actually like willing. I know I'd hinted at it a couple months ago or several weeks ago that she like listened to an episode now. So like now she's. I almost don't have to twist her arm to like. Oh, it's Sunday. The episode's live. Can we throw it on the TV? And she's like, yeah. Like because before it'd be like no we're finishing this TV show we're watching now. It's like no like I'd rather I have a book tape to listen to on my drive. I want to listen to the Massnomics podcast now, and it's like I know you're not going to bed for another hour and a half, so can we just throw this on and then kind of just play on our phones and listen to it? And she's like yeah, that's fine. And then like those times she'll be like I'll just finish just turn it up, I'll finish it and I'll listen to it from the bed as it's like it's winding down. So that's pretty cool. Like I wouldn't say she listens to the podcast by any means, but like she is absorbing it much more than she would have maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So consuming. So
yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So one for you, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
So given your love of wrestling and I believe if I'm right of a history in kind of like creative writing and writing more generally, did you back in the day ever do eFeds? This might bomb completely if you've never heard of eFeds before.
So, like, where I would like fantasy football, but for wrestling?
Sort of, yeah. They were basically like creative writing games, online games for wrestling, where you'd play as a character. Two people would just come up with a creative bit, if you like, to submit each week, and someone who's running the Fed would then decide who was the winner and stuff like that.
No, never did that. I did that. I did that with fantasy and anime, but not with wrestling.
Yes, yeah. It might be that just because I'm only fractionally older than you guys, only like a couple of years, but it might just be that I landed in just that right time to.
Yeah. No. And that's a genuinely fair question. It does seem like something I would do. Alley. Yeah, but no, I never got into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
and I guessed it. I guessed it from the word eFeds. I had no clue what you're talking about.
I was like,
exactly.
It's definitely some kind of like,
it is super niche there as well. I mean, you end up with like a couple of different camps. There's some of them which work on just straight up smack talk, insults, kind of children's playground type of thing.
I would never do that.
They were pretty lame when you're having like maybe 300 words that's just simply insult after insult. Like, that's not particularly creative writing. And then you get other ones which were literally people writing mini essays, building up a character.
Yeah.
It sounds like if you're doing anime stuff as well, like that you'd probably be familiar with it.
Interesting. As somebody who does not like anime, yeah, I was definitely into that kind of weird thing. This was back though, like honestly, when chat groups first started. This was back
exactly. We're done from the early noughties, sort of when I was university age. Absolutely.
Oh, you went mute. You're mute. I heard a buzzing, and you went mute.
The buzzing.
I think your batteries must died.
Well, he hasn't tried to talk since you told him. No, there he is. Okay, yeah, we lost him. And see you next Tuesday, boys. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
There he is. Welcome back.
Your pause might have died, maybe, and that's why. Nope. I don't know. Now you're muted.
Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. I think your pods might have died because it's definitely coming through a different mic. Yeah, we can do it live on the.
Is this better? Can you hear me?
It'll work.
Yeah, you're back. That's what matters.
Good. So an FMK for Keith. Okay. And it's kind of been teed up already because you mentioned it just then, Joey. And all variants of these words apply as well. FMK for the words consume, adjacent, and then I was struggling for the third one, so I just put in just basically all curse words.
No, it's got to be
If we can have that's better. So have a precise word there.
Well, I'll kill because that one just catches me off guard. And I did experiment. I think a couple weeks ago I was talking about maybe like if there'd be any benefit of us going back to episodes, like early episodes and listening. And I don't know there was a specific reason I went back to an episode today. I can't remember what it was, but I did listen to brief parts of episode 1. Or episode 0, I think it was, and like right off the bat, like I fucking caught myself saying and I was like, so I'm killing that for sure. So then it's either marry or F consume, or what was the other one?
But hold on, I just want to put this out there, like we don't.
I know, no, it irks me. That's all.
It irks you because I pointed it out, and I feel bad about that. But at the same time, like I get it. It's a vocal tick. I have vocal ticks that like I say
I think it's the equivalent of just a pause because I don't.
It's a filler, isn't it?
Yeah. You should not let that get to you, brother.
Yep. All right. So adjacent or consume, those are both really good, and I kind of play into them now too. I think I have to F adjacent and marry. I think I am Mr. Consume now. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't think anyone.
Tanner says it now, and every time he says it, it's like it's a pass at you.
I'd say that's fair. Yeah, can marry, consume, F adjacent. I like adjacent, but adjacent is theirs, I think. Or I don't even know if it's something they. I think maybe it was just more of a Discord thing that got adopted into the podcast, or was it always?
We started that.
Did we say?
Yeah.
We. No one else says consume like I do. Basically, everyone else. Most people say adjacent, but I am like the consumer of consuming of consume.
And I love every time Tanner says it. I'm not like when I say a pass to you, it's like a nice toss where he's just like, this is for Keith.
Yep.
It's not a knock. It's not a
smile.
Yeah. It's not like an angry or violent thing. It's just a pleasant little underhand toss to Keith.
Yep.
Yeah. And one final game, you can both have a go on this one, I think, and it's going a little bit meta because we're going to go FMK for the games, Mount Rushmore, FMK, and unpaid or underrated.
I think
it's like choosing between your children.
I think I would kill Mount Rushmore. I don't know. I thought I would like it more. I don't know.
You thought I had it so easy. And you said it on this podcast. He just got it so easy. He always got the easy one. I swear,
like,
and then I was
submissions used to be so much.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'll take FMK. And then I fucking slayed that too. Like, it's not. No, I'm sorry. No, I would marry unpaid and underrated 100%.
Yeah,
you're right.
They don't do it anymore. We took it over. This is ours now. I love you guys. I love the sister podcast.
Yeah, they just don't have. We're the only podcast that does guests. So
like, they don't do it.
I don't want them to do guests. So if they do guests, it's a bad episode.
Sometimes,
not really, but sometimes.
So we took that over. I'll marry that one
for sure.
I would fuck Mount Rushmore because again, that's ours. God help me. Who was the one? It was on our episode. Was it Big Jeff? No, somebody's going to murder me for this. But it was one of our guests that invented that. And then they took it.
I don't even remember the I could have swore they did it before us, and maybe they're not. I don't know.
No, I swear
we've
one
been
of
doing this
our
for so
guys
long.
did
Like,
it. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I legitimately don't know.
Somebody here did it, and then they took it. So that I would have to kill FMK, because FMK, like, ultimately, if you look at the answer sheet, FMK is always either, I don't know,
That's
3 random things that are not connected.
Yep.
Like, I would get rid of that easily.
Or it's just like it's like TV shows or football players. I'm like, well, that's not what we're like. I'm literally asking you to tell me 3. Like, I'm busy. Tell me 3 things, but they don't know.
I'm
you know
busy.
What I mean? So
I'm as busy as a dink.
I do.
Yeah. So
I do like. Yeah, I think that's where I'll differ from you. I think I would still. I'd kill Rush. I don't. I think I want to switch back because I think I like it more. It was nice to. It was nice to have a little break because by doing least fun, most fun, and FMK, it's a little bit. It's like a double. I have to think twice basically but now that I've seen Mount Rushmore doesn't always have great. Wouldn't say great suggestions, but sometimes like it's not what I want to talk about, so I will still pick something else. Whereas FMK, I almost always have to pick something else. But sometimes I don't know. 30% of the time I pick something submitted. The other time I am coming up with it, and that would always kind of was like
I can just do both and feed you one.
No, it was a nice break, but I think I miss it, so we can switch back unless you want to.
I got you, homie. You just tell me what to do, I'll do it.
We'll switch back on that one. But I did edit. I did edit some other stuff. One thing, I think when you took a pee, I want to start. This is more like post show stuff, but whatever, the fans will like it. I'm gonna switch and do. Once we get the guest on the horn, I want to just immediately have them actually introduce themselves rather than what brought you to Massonomics. But I don't know. We can debate on that one. But I think that would be
no debate. It makes sense.
I like that because it's always like we'll talk about your journey to Massonomics for 10 minutes and then we'll tell you who you are. So where it's like I think if they already like know who you are and like, oh, I do follow that guy on Instagram and everything will resonate more maybe since it's the first time they're talking. I don't know. And then I did add your second option under hype person or person to lift with. So that'll be there for next week.
Thank you.
And I think Matt, that was all you had for us, which is amazing. That was some of the most fun games. Those were actually like not repetitive, well thought out, like very good. It can tell you've listened.
I like that he put it back on us, like your own games.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them? Like, and we had to be like on air.
FMK. Like that is. I think you even said it. You said it was meta going into it, and that was. I dig that. I really dig that. So that shows me you've probably. I know you've. What's your journey in our backlog look like?
Yeah, so I decided to get into your back catalogue rather than the Massonomics one, really, because it just feels more relevant to the here and now, really, rather than diving back a really long time. And so I started. I posted on Discord early days when I joined Crew, asking you what were good episodes to pick out, which 89 was one of those. And so I actually started from 89 whilst listening to the current episode each week, caught up to the current time.
Now I'm 89. Which was that we explained bits, or was that what was that one?
No, it was.
Or was it a individual person?
Was a guest. I can't remember which one it was now, but it was funny. It was good.
You can keep talking.
No, I'll carry on. And so then I went back to the beginning, and I've got as far as 60.
It was our favorite guest, Megan Johnson.
It was Big Megan. I thought it was Big Megan, but I didn't want to see it before.
I could have saw that one coming a mile away. It was Big Megan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that was one of my favorites. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah. So I'm up to 62 now. So I'm basically got like between 63 and 88 to catch up on.
Oh, dope. So
that's in the past, like, 5 months?
That is impressive. So do you have a pretty big amount of podcasts you go through a week, or is it just pretty much us and Master?
So I did used to something. Plus, I'm one of these people who listens at a higher speed. So I don't think you talk quickly, Keith. I think you talk at a perfectly normal speed.
My doctor told me I talked quickly yesterday.
Yeah. The first probably 20 episodes, Keith talked too fast.
I did.
And then so did I. Hold on. So did I. And then we both slowed it down. I think it was one of those things where listening to our podcast, we
exactly. I still listen to it at 1.5 speed, even at those early episodes.
1.5 is okay, I guess. But people that say they do 2.0 or 1.8,
you're not hearing nothing. You're not hearing Keith at all.
No, it's like a fucking commercial for those Micro Machine guy. All right. Well, I guess we'll throw it back on you. Where are we going to find you at, Matt?
Yep, so on Instagram, it's transplant_athlete, and on Discord, Big Kidney.
Beautiful. Big Joey, where you at?
Underscore. At Joey_Malesko, MLECZKO. I don't have enough underscores. Everybody's got underscores all over their name. Like the M dash.
Just picked a number at the end of my name, and it was just easier. I don't know. I don't want to have to like say underscore, but that's all. Like when you created Instagram 10 years ago, you didn't think you'd be saying it every single week.
Oh, speaking of that, did you know that you can look back in and find out when you created your Instagram?
Yeah, I think it says it, and you can look on other people's too. And you
16 years.
It's wild. I was a late adapter. I was like, without looking, I was like 2000.
Yep. February of 2013. So I will be at 16 years in February. I'm at like 15 and something years. Jesus.
Yeah.
2013 to now. No, I don't think expert math for a while. That's not 16 years.
It's close. It's like 15 and 9 months or some shit. But like it's
not
bad.
From 2013, it isn't.
2013, 2026. That's 13.
Post. Yeah, you've been saying 16 years.
Yeah.
Maybe like 12 years, and then next year.
Am I that off? Whatever.
Right.
Screw Instagram. And that's actually my second Instagram account. I had one for about 3 years before that, and then I deleted it when they made some weird rules, and then joined again. Like, jeez.
All right. Well, if you do like Instagram and don't mind the weird rules, we have a page you can go follow. Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. We got the website where Nate does an extensive amount of work. Unpaidinternpodcast.com. He just got Orange Glaze.
It's Glaze Search.
GlazeSearch.com, something or other. All updated there. He was very excited because when I sent him the new spreadsheet of all my data and things, he was like, this is gonna take forever because I have to like reformat this and that, and he slept on it and woke up all excited because he was like, oh, but I did it in like 5 minutes, it worked perfectly, it's awesome. And I was like, thank you, because
you're such a nerd, Nate. I love you.
No, listen, the problem was not processing the data. That's all automated. I have that squeaky clean. The problem was I'm currently using Svelte 4, Svelte 5's out, everyone's moving to it. I don't really want to migrate this whole project to Svelte 5. There's a lot of breaking changes. And the hosting provider I used needed a newer version of Node, and the adapter I was using, I needed to migrate it so I could specify the Node version that I could use with the project, but the current version of that adapter needed Svelte 5, and so my brain immediately was like, I have to update to Svelte 5. Got a good night's sleep, and then realized I can just use an older version of the adapter. Gave that a shot, published it, worked like a charm. Easy peasy. Always sleep on your problems.
When he told me, it was like, it's gonna take me forever to do this, I was like, then don't do it. Like just don't do it. It's fine. Like the ratings can just stop from 6 months ago. It's not a big deal.
And nobody asked him to do that. Like he just one day was like, I'm gonna make a Glaze Search website.
Yep.
And we were like, okay, dude. And then he was like, it's taking like 12 hours of my day for 3 days to do this, and we were like, I think then stop
for a domain every year or two, and I'm just like, Nate, like stop. Like, do you have like hundreds of dollars in fucking internet names? Like who's paying for all this? Like, you have kids to put through college. We have a YouTube. Go race somebody for first comments over there, as well as on my Facebook. And then I'm Keith Honeycutt73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday. Those are really good games. I actually enjoyed that a lot. So
yeah, that was really good. Putting it back on us, because now it's like we're gonna have to reflect. Like, okay, I still think we could bail on FMK any day of the week. I
was surprised that no one else was picking that as a game to turn back on you guys. I was really sweating on it. Well, after I came up with the idea several weeks ago, I'm thinking, I just hope it does take
it's hard to think of three individuals because it's like I like playing it where it's either three things you hate or three things you love, not like a mix and match because
absolutely, yeah,
it's just an easy. It's just like a because then fuck or then kill is just a gimme. So, but I don't know.
For me though, like I just listen through the podcast and I go through the notes and I just like, okay, what are some things I could ask that would potentially get some fun answers? If they don't get fun answers, they don't. I did the same for Mount Rushmore when that was mine. It's not, to me, neither of them are hard.
The hard part's not to steal from unpaid or underrated or the other person's game sometimes too, because there's only so much data provided. So I'm like constantly like, all right, is this other information put somewhere else? Because
I think that's a Keith overthinking game.
Could be.
I think that's a Keith overthinking thing.
But I mean, that's how I felt as well. Like when you're presenting me with those Rushmore, then like even though it doesn't matter what the answers are, this is intended to be a fun time. It's like my mind just went blank.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it would be funny to like give me the best players on the team you hate, because like I could like for me it'd be like doing a Mount Rushmore for the Pittsburgh Steelers, like a team I hate, but like they have several Hall of Fame players, so I'd have to pick 4 of them basically. But
then I pulled out the medal breakdowns, and I know he knows.
He was very excited about that.
Yeah, I know he knows medal breakdowns. But then to make him think of his favorite is like, to me, the heart of the game, where they go, oh man, I wasn't expecting that. To me, that's the heart of that game, which is why
I was expecting maybe favorite bands or something like that, but to be as homed in on breakdowns, like,
like what did I ask? What who's the wrestler? Dan Mercer, right?
Yeah, it might well have been. Yeah, the other week.
Where I was like, what was your favorite finisher to bump?
That's
and
right,
he was just he's like, oh my God, like I'm so big, I could only bump so many. So I have to like figure this out. To me, that's the heart of that game, is make them truly think about this thing that I know they love and I know that they have insight on, but they can't answer it on the spot. And I want to hear that. Oh, Jesus is hard. I want to hear that every time, which is why I did Mount Rushmore for so long. And then you put FMK in my lap, and I was like, well, I'm going to do the same thing with FMK. Like, I'm going to go through the notes, I'm going to go through their Instagram, and I'm going to give them 3 things that, like, they don't know how to answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I agree with you in terms of the things that you love or things you hate, because when they had their questions on the main Massonomics podcast a few weeks ago, it was me who submitted the FMK for Randy, Brian, and I can't remember who it was. But the intention, not wanting them to answer that at all, because that is almost libelous or something like that, really, to sort of try and come up with answers. But just to get the reaction of, and Tommy provided it, of like, I hate that question.
Yes.
that was the goal.
Nice. Yeah, I would like that. I hate that question, but here's my answer, right? I'm never going to be like, I want your thing on these politicians from your country, or I want these. God. I'm never going to do that, because it would be that I hate that answer. I'm not answering that, because I want answers, but I want you to like have to think hard about them. So thank you for that. You did great. Hong Kong.